The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
It is the day known as Roll Call Friday.
Right.
They haven't stolen that from us yet. That's later, I guess. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome into a very fun show today that we've got lined up for you. Dave Sharapan, The Book, Matt Perrault, The Bostonian, live on YouTube and Twitter at Boston versus The Book, replayed on SiriusXM, channel 159, Sports Grid TV. Later on, Cody Decker will join us from Beadle and Decker, the he's still with FS1, right? Yeah, FS1. And
XM. The show's on SiriusXM.
Yep, Beadle and Decker.
Right.
And with himself with MLB Network and everything else. So he's coming on talking about Game 1 of the World Series. We'll do that here in about 30 minutes or so. Stick around for that. There are so many games to break down. We have all of Friday, all of Saturday, and all of Sunday to get into with you guys here for today. First and foremost, though, how are you, sir? Diamondbacks looking good.
Diamondbacks on top. Mighty Ducks on the chest. I don't even know how. I don't even know where this shirt came from. It just appeared today. Sometimes we don't know what we're wearing. Sometimes we don't know what day it is. It's October 27th, boys and girls. Everything is happening. No NFL game today. What does that say? The North remembers? The North. Yeah, I got you. The North remembers when they won the championship, too, those Raptors. They remember. We the North up there.
The Raptors.
We the BVB right here.
Yeah, we're going north for basketball tonight. Miami's coming to town. We got some payback coming tonight.
It's nothing to do with the North. I don't know what you're talking about.
Boston's
Boston's
remembers.
Remember?
Boston's north of Miami.
It is north of Miami. I will give you credit. As far as the geography portion of the show, that 100% is correct. We got a lot of things to talk about. This is one of those times where you guys settle in, and you do every single day. We can't thank you enough. The BVB Brigade, one thing you can count on as more and more people find the show, watch the show, listen to the show, more and more people come and stay for the show, for each other, for us, for everybody. And it's been unbelievable, wonderful. It's Roll Call Friday. You guys don't know what that means. One, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button right here. Leave a comment now or after the show. We appreciate that. But in 75 minutes from right now, just around after 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern, we're going to ask you to put in a 3-digit area code from where you're at with your city, and we will recognize as many of you, or if not all of you, that we can. We do it every single week. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. More and more people. If they can only get one show every week, and we do the show every day, Monday through Friday, around this time every day, 11 o'clock-ish Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern, where you can get it live. Matt has all of the places you can get it on the replay, as well as the Discord channel, which is what again?
BVBshow.com.
Right there.
All underneath us, by the way, on the running. If you ever need to know the email address or need to know where to find the show, you can always get it on the scroll that's running underneath us live, at least. The one on replay is Sports Grids. That's their scroll. The live show, that's our scroll.
That's our scroll. And then we're going to scroll right now.
Ooh.
Just need a city listing wherever you're at right now. So everybody can see that we're represented. Last week, we went to 38 states represented in Roll Call Friday. Right now, 4 countries. That's right. International, Mr. Worldwide, right here on the BVB. Put your city where you're at. Watch this chat flow. If you're not watching the show live on the YouTube, go to the @ symbol, Boston versus the Book. Hit the notification so you know when we start, because sometimes we're late like we were today. Because I was talking to a reporter from the Washington Post about gambling and about offshore places and about local places in Vegas and a lot of different things going on in the space. Something's coming, Perrault. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be. But
it's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good. But watch the chat flow. That's where it's good. You'll see the
Yeah.
cities, countries where everybody's at. Roll Call Friday, 75 minutes from right now.
Before we start, we talked yesterday about Maine. Got a nice note from somebody who in that part of the world saw the show in replay, wanted to say thank you to you and me and the things we said yesterday, just calling out Maine because we're talking about obviously unfortunate things, but he could not be here, but he wanted to say, hey, I know you guys are looking for different states. Make sure you mark down Maine as a state that you guys have people watching in Maine. So our thoughts are still with you guys. And as you go through that manhunt that's going on up there right now, hopefully they're going to find that guy at some point very soon. So
absolutely,
everything's still shut down out there. And my favorite thing about today at the end of the show, we'll get into it. If you haven't watched the show to the end of the show, try to do it today because it's one of the more unique things about this program. We end the show on something positive every day that's got nothing to do with sports betting, nothing to do with anything with sports. It's just something that we're thankful for. Our favorite thing about today, something that we want to leave you guys with so you feel good on the way out the door after listening and being with us for 2+ hours. I know some of you guys pop in, pop out, and you watch the first half hour or whatnot. If you can watch to the end of the show today, you may get a cool little thing that you might want to stick around for in the future. I know some of you, I know Stevie Mack, when he was working, he went back and watched the favorite thing about today for like 2 weeks straight to get himself in a good mood because he needed something to be uplifted about. And so he went back and watched just the favorite thing about today segment for about 10 shows. So that was pretty cool to hear him do that. So
it's a lot of positivity and it's a lot of
real life.
I was going to say life stuff that, listen, you're 46, I'm 53. We've had experiences. We're just like you guys and girls that watch the show. Thinking certain things, knowing certain things, not knowing anything. It's just raw. It's real. And it's the end of the show every day. Again, if you make it that far, we appreciate it. If you go and watch that, you'll get a better feel for what we do during the show because we try to always kind of steer in that direction.
Absolutely. What happened last night? Well, interesting stuff. Teams favored by 9 points or more on Thursday Night Football have now fallen to 0-13-1 ATS over the last 14 games. Bills win, Bills do not cover, and they almost lost. Everyone's talking about Chris Godwin not looking up for the football on a Hail Mary. Not sure what he was looking for. You're in the end zone. Look for the ball. It would have fallen right in his hands, and he would have caught it.
I saw the highlights. I didn't watch a second of the game. I saw the score as we were going. I was on Sports Grid with Ranieri and Taylor, and the first half was ho-hum until it wasn't. Josh Allen turned the ball over and kept Tampa in it.
Cash my over.
Right. Got us the over in the first half. Yes.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that.
His minus 130 to throw a pick. It's minus 130. Like, it keeps happening, Perrault. Like, what do we make from the game? Forget about, that's that there. Just bet the non-cover on the big spreads. But another under?
Well, it's automatic. It's happening so much that I talk myself out of it every week. I'm serious.
That's the gambler mentality, which we'll have a little blurb on a little bit later in the show. But, like, why do we do that? Why do people do that?
It's guys in our Discord channel.
Frozen.
Hold on.
That face. But you're frozen with a smile.
Did I snap? There we go. Am I back?
Damn, he's back.
Okay. There's guys on our Discord channel that just come on and say, I bet it. Like, they just like, there are people who aren't like me, which I appreciate because they're just betting it every time. Every time I go to bet, it's why I bet the first half over. I'm like, it can't be again. It can't be another. I can't bet again. Another primetime under. It can't go under again. 43 is low. It can't fall under. 23-18 fell under again. It's, I don't know. It's every single, I think it's 6 straight times.
It was 24-18 before they come at you with the incorrect score. It was 24-18.
Oh, whatever it was. Yeah. So, 6-point win. Right.
Yes.
So still under 43.
Under.
Again. I don't know. It's just one of those things you bet until it stops hitting. What do the books do? Because the public hates betting unders. So are they keeping, is this profitable for the books? Well, normally when a trend is going this direction, normally it's costly because people just keep betting it until it stops. But it's an under for a total in primetime in NFL games, and the public hates betting unders.
When it's what? 16-4 now or something like that. I don't know how much you hate it. I mean, we got people doing it. I don't think it's really that. If it wins, people will bet it. It's not helping the books that every content creator, shows like us, the regular guy coming in the book goes, it's Thursday, primetime game. Give me the under. Parlay the under with whatever.
Right.
You know, and no.
I mean, I squared the circle by getting a first half over and game under.
Right.
It's not easy to do that.
No.
That's hard to do.
No.
When it's 43 as being the total, and I get, I got 27 points in the first half, and the game falls under 43.
Yeah, that's
different.
Doesn't happen very often.
Are the games, I don't want to say more fun. What's the entertainment value for a game that keeps on going under the total?
From a pure fan's point of view?
Yeah, like
it's only for those particular teams. The general, we said this yesterday on the show. The under Super Bowls are renowned to a person as being the worst Super Bowls they remember. Like the Carolina Super Bowl against the Broncos, right? When the Broncos won, Cam couldn't do anything.
Right.
Terrible game. Was great for the book. Seattle destroying Denver in a Super Bowl. Under. Terrible, terrible Super Bowl. Great for the book. Other than the first score being a safety, which I'll never forget when that first score was a safety. The groan that came out of the room was audibly loud, like, oh, what did that just happen? All the 100-to-1 tickets cashed were stuck 58,000 already. Yeah, I remember that. But the Super Bowl with the Patriots, 13-3. Terrible game. Terrible. I don't know if that has any entertainment value. Does it have any entertainment? It's no fantasy points.
I don't know, because like 2-1 in baseball can be really entertaining.
Electric.
So it's
1-0 in hockey, 0-8. Those are
can be electric, right? Those can be highly entertaining.
Yes.
You would think a low-scoring football game could be entertaining, but I think if it's every single time, it becomes monotonous and boring. Like there's no variation. There's no like, well, that game was high scoring and this game is low scoring. It's every game is like one team in the low 20s, the other team in the teens.
Listen, you're doing the hard 30, right? An offshoot of the hard 75. It's like this. If you got to eat the same thing every day, you know it's good for you. It's going to make you better, healthier, and this and that.
Yeah.
It gets boring, don't it? Gets hard. There's no entertainment value.
I get your point. I try very difficult to be more. I spice things up a lot, like just because you can do that in a diet world. But yes, yeah. I get your point. If you're eating the same thing, the monotony part of it, drinking the water, yes, that's the problem. For my analogies, drinking a gallon of water every day is monotonous.
Awesome. It's easy. Let's go.
It's not easy. It's monotonous. it's having to knock down these things consistently. I walk around with this thing attached to my hip, trying to drink as much as I can possibly drink. And like at some point, you're like, I just want something else. I just don't want water anymore. I just want something else.
Are the flags a problem? I mean, can we? I don't know what the problem is and why it keeps going under, but
you can't even make the Thursday excuse because Sunday, Monday is on point. So like you can't even make that as like, oh, the Thursday game sucks, so don't kill the Thursday game. You can't do that because Sunday, Monday are going under just as much as Thursday. So I don't know. I think it may be the primetime audience. Maybe teams are less risk adverse. They don't want to make a big blunder and then have it be everywhere and everyone sees it. I don't know. It's weird. Teams are more conservative. Defenses are ahead of the offenses because of the lack of preseason football. I mean, the coin has to turn, does it not?
Oh, it will. It will. If it doesn't, you're going to see totals, 36? I mean, if you look at the board this week, there's totals of 36.5, 36.
I've never seen it. I was going over it. It's unbelievable. I mean, like, I'll just quickly read it. 43.5, 41, 43.5, 43.5, 45.5, 46.5, 35.5, 35, 42, 38, 47, 43, 44.5, and 46.5.
Yeah, the lows are low.
There's not a single 50 on the board this week.
No. Why would
That's incredible. I mean, it's
the new NFL. I mean,
it is.
You have to adjust. You can't put 50s on there. 50's the anomaly.
Well,
it's just not happening.
Dolphins Eagles was 52 last week. Under.
Right. And if it wasn't for the turnovers, that probably goes over. It was on an over pace, and then it stopped, and boom, done. But yeah, the lows are going to get low. I mean, you're going to see more in the 30s than you are in the 40s at some point. If this continues, you're going to see, if there's 16 games, there'll be 8 in the 30s and 8 in the 40s, depending on the matchups, who they're playing.
Do you think it's elite defenses or bad offenses?
I think it's both. I think it's a combination of both. I think defenses have adjusted to the game.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the game has changed in that there's nobody saying we're going to line up, we're going to do 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, a fullback, and we're going to run it down your throat. And sticking to that. They can't do it. They don't do it. They haven't committed to it. They're away from it. Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're forced to do these intricate pass routes, these pick plays, all this other stuff. And the defense knows that they're doing it.
Yeah,
their
great
athletes
example.
are as good or better.
Great example of that was last night. I know you didn't see it, but last night the Bills got down to the 1 yard line. Tried to run the ball on 3rd down, end of the first quarter, tried to run the ball, got absolutely blasted, lost 2 yards. 4th and goal. They went for it. They did. Yeah. 4th and goal from the 3.
Right. And
they don't kick the field goal. They threw a pass to the outside, and the red zone defense, best in football for the Bucs. I thought my over was dead at this play because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this because they didn't kick a field goal or didn't score a touchdown. But they tried to throw the ball. They couldn't run on 3rd and 1 from the 1. That normally is an automatic. In the old school football, you just line it up and you blast through. Even the tush push, they didn't do that, which was somewhat surprising. You have a 6'5", 250-pound quarterback. They didn't do a tush push with Josh Allen, which was surprising. They threw it on 4th down. I was like, man alive. There's some people who have been watching football for a long time. They're going 4th and goal from the 3, and you throw an out. What are we doing?
How about 1st and goal from the 3?
Right.
They
have a hard time.
Okay. And then they run 2nd. Don't make it. They don't ever run 3rd again. They usually pass. And then now, rather than taking 3 points, because the analytics say you can't take 3 points, you got them pinned deep if you don't make it, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And they go for it and don't make it. They don't run it. They don't even try.
Nope.
I can't stand. I mean, if you can't throw to fade or you don't have a tall receiver and a quarterback that's going to put it exactly where it needs to be, the fade corner thing is jump ball is gone from the game. It doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. And I mean, and we got a lot of people in here, DGen 4TW said it's bad coaching too. Is it bad? Can you put it on the coaches?
I think you could. I mean, I think if you look around the league, I can rip off 5 coaches that I think shouldn't be head coaches in the NFL. So,
I mean, you could do that in every sport. I don't know.
I mean, it seems like there's a lot of coaches that are over their head in the NFL. A lot of coaches that are struggling. Yeah. Josh McDaniels shouldn't be a head coach in the NFL. Brandon Staley shouldn't be a head coach in the NFL. We know this. Like, just look at the way they coach. Look at the way their teams are prepared. They're just not prepared. Like, they're just not good. And part of it, again, I'm going to go back to this. Part of this is that the NFL went on a youth movement for head coaches. And if you were under the age of 40, you were more desirable than the guy over 50. And the guy over 50, coaches used to be guys that came up through the ranks. They'd seen a thing or two. They had been through a thing or two. And then Sean McVay gets hired, wins a Super Bowl, and the whole damn league's like, oh, God, hire the baby. Forget these just out of diapers. Put him in a head coaching spot. And then it just snowballed.
I don't know if it's old, young, whatever. I mean, I know the Raiders had a guy that they had to replace Gruden with mid-season who was a coach, a lifetime or a lifer, like what's known in the industry as some people will look at as a negative. I love lifers in the industry. You know why? Because they love what they're doing. and they listen more and they learn. And then when they get an opportunity, they do it the only way they know how, which a lot of times is relying on everyone else to kind of make it work. He made it work. He took them to the playoffs. For that, he got shown the door. They didn't even, I think they talked to him, but it was like a cursory interview.
Correct.
Like,
yeah. Just,
we'll talk to you, but you're a special teams guy. We got to get a flash. We got to get a signing. We got to get it. They haven't been the same since.
Nope.
Nothing has worked since. It's gone bad. They went and signed free agents. I saw this morning they're talking about, Devontae Adams being traded. Should they trade him? Where should he go? It's time to go. Is it? Like they're going to blow it all up again?
Maybe. It didn't work. It didn't work here. You're going to see it on Monday night. If you have the Lions available in Survivor.
I don't know how many people do. They used that opportunity a few weeks ago.
If you have the Lions available, Lions are going to beat the Raiders.
There's no question about that.
So, and Garoppolo's back, but the Lions are going to beat the Raiders.
Yeah, I was going to reach out to Adam. Maybe we'll get Adam on Monday.
Yep, good idea.
About the Raider game.
Adam Hill from the RJ here in town. Yeah, beat right
I
the
saw him
Raiders.
post a picture of Jimmy G on a practice field. So
yep, he's back. Jimmy G's playing. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you put Hoyer or Jimmy G. It don't matter to me. The Lions are gonna destroy that.
The line came down because Jimmy G's back. It went from 9 to 8.
That's fine. Look, I'm not talking about cover here. Lions may not win the game by 8 points, but they're winning the game. Like they're gonna win the game. So Raiders aren't winning that game on the road in Detroit on Monday night.
No.
Speaking of losing, how the hell did the Bruins lose last night? It's 3-1.
Mighty Ducks.
It's 3-1.
Ducks fly.
I sit down at dinner. Yeah. Our friend Justin was in town last night. You had dinner with him and his great wife. They're in town. They're flying back. You came down after Sports Grid. I'm sitting there, 3-1. I'm like, all right, my night's not going great, but I'm gonna go 1-2 in hockey. It's good. I got the first half over. I'll go 1-2 in hockey, and I'll go 2-3 on the night, and I'm all fine.
Oh boy!
Bzz, goal. Wow, 3-2. Bzz, goal. Wait, that's the same goal, right? There's no way. We're 2 minutes from the end of the game. How is this possible?
True.
Bzz, goal. 4-3 win for the Ducks. How the hell did you blow that? You're 5-0 at home. You're up 3-1. Oh, Mark, what in the hell is going on? If you had that, I don't know how many. I had 2 people, and I laugh at this because sometimes I get mad, but I laugh. I had 2 people who literally MF'd me on DMs thinking it was my fault that game went over. Like
your fault?
Yeah, because I bet the under. I gave it out on the juice, and they were coming at me going like, "This is pathetic. How in the world did you give out that under? That was a horrible." I'm like, what happened in the game, right? Like
it was fluke. Under for 56 minutes.
It's a fluke. That's just a bad beat. It happens. That's sports, bro. Like if you can't handle that, you shouldn't be betting. As I wrote back to the guy, I go, you know what? You shouldn't be betting. If you can't handle that, then you can't. If this is what you do when you lose a bet that literally was the right side for almost the entire game, and a fluke thing happens like that, that's why we love sports. Because every game, something we've never seen before could happen. We've never seen Allmark at home give up 2 goals in a minute in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat from that area of the world, as well as people that are following hockey now because we talk about it. We talk about betting it and different things like that. They're blaming, Ross Randall just came in the chat and said, don't blame Allmark for this shit team defense in the last 5 minutes.
Fair. Okay.
They couldn't win a puck battle.
That's true.
Let's see who said
they
that.
Look tired.
I want to make sure that the boys get the credit that they deserve here. Bruins lost because they can't win a damn puck battle in their own end. That was also Ross Randall. He's
Fair.
watching the games.
Yeah.
It's true. And sorry, Chef Benny, dear friend of the show.
B's and C's
parlay. Have a little chef in a little while. He said it ruined his B's and C's parlay because he had the B's going to the C's today. That's the Bruins and the Celtics.
No, he had the C's in opening night, the B's in game 2.
Oh, the Celtics was already in?
Celtics already a green check mark. That was already cashed. He was already in.
Well, Chef B's supposed to take the Ducks plus a goal and a half for the middle. At least they don't lose nothing.
Save yourself, right?
Parlay. I hope he did that. He didn't even do that. Oh,
but that was the Beans parlay. The Penguins snapped the Colorado Avalanche's 15-game road winning streak. We talked about this on air and off air. We both said, how is this number 130 or 140? Number was right.
Something wasn't right about that the whole time.
Number was right. It was the Penguins were live. They went up 2-0, and I went, oh my, that number was right. Penguins were live to win that game at home last night.
Yeah, that something was not. When you see that number like that, you're like, oh man, that looks so easy. That's that piece of candy. You just go, you know what? I'm not eating it.
By the way, there's one undefeated team left in hockey. They play tonight.
It is.
They play tonight here in Vegas.
Play this afternoon here in Vegas. It's a Nevada Day special, 3:00 for the kids.
That game's at 3. I thought it was
3
6.
o'clock.
Oh
no. 3:00, bro. 6:00 Eastern.
6 Eastern.
Yes,
okay, I misread it.
Kids. It's for the people.
3 p.m. That's fun.
If we didn't have to do Sports Grid later, which if you can't get enough of us on this show and you got to go watch something later tonight, and Perrault get to do this all over again. With Jack, our producer, and these fancy graphics that they bring in and out and all this stuff on Sports Grid, everywhere you get Sports Grid from 8 to 10 Eastern, 5 to 7 Pacific. That's 6 Mountain, 7 Central.
Oh, man, this did get even better. So we go 3:00 hockey into game 1 of the World Series.
The hockey game ideally going to be just about over, and we can focus just on the baseball, bro.
Right into game 1 of the World Series. That's really going to be fun.
Along with all the basketball and all the other
Fall Classic. Cody Decker will be by here in a couple of probably 15 minutes or so to kind of help us break this down, but we'll do it before he shows.
Yep.
Evaldi minus 160 against Gallon. Totals ticked up from 8 to 8.5 here in game 1 of the World Series. Dallas, Texas, the location for this. The numbers that you'll have to realize here is that Zach Gallen on the road, 5-6 on the year, a 4.42 ERA. Gallen at home, 12-2 with a 2.47 ERA. How nervous should D-back fans be with their starter tonight?
House money, baby. There ain't no nerves or nothing. Let's go win 4 games. Just go win 4 games one at a time. Let's start tonight. Diamondbacks. But I mean, I'm equal opportunity employer here.
You don't care who wins, right? Does it matter to you who wins?
I have a difference of about $300.
Yeah. So what do you care? Yeah.
I don't.
You care.
Caca.
You're just gonna sit back and relax and have fun.
Whoo!
Yeah,
I'm
gonna
enjoy it. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Add to this pile. Add to this pile as we go.
But you're good.
Yeah, I got the exact. I sent a couple people the picture today of the ticket. The one ticket originally bought was 375 to 1, Texas over the Diamondbacks. And the other ticket is Diamondbacks over the Rangers at 400 to 1. Those were bought the day before the playoffs started. There were other purchases in between. Doesn't matter to me. I've never been in this position before in my life. I'm very excited.
So you have 4 tickets. Wow. I was looking at I didn't look at them, but you have 4 tickets. That's incredible.
I have there's more.
There's more than that.
There's more.
Oh,
I've been busy.
I've
been busy. There's a lot of different numbers, a lot of different things. It's an absolute miracle. Purdom wrote an article today about people that have this ticket, and I sent him a text that said, "You didn't call." And I sent him a picture of the ticket. He said, "What? How, you did this?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you retiring?" I said, "No, I'm working 8 jobs today." I said, "Are you nuts? I got a life. I got a wife and 3 daughters. I'm not nearly as reckless and crazy as I used to be, rightly so." But I can't wait. I think this World Series is going to be a great World Series as far as baseball goes. This is not a 4-gamer. I don't think it's a 5-gamer. I think we're going 6 or 7. What's the lean tonight?
Ask the chat this question
last night.
Chat, answer this question. Dave watches the chat during the show. Are you going to watch the World Series? I want to know. Yes or no? Easy. Just answer yes or no in the chat. I want to see, are you interested enough to watch the World Series? And I mean beyond game 1, because it's Friday night and it's on because I'm at home. I mean, in game 2 tomorrow, when you're up against all the football, and then game 3 when you're up against the NFL and everything else that goes into this.
Well, Monday night, it's choosing between Las Vegas Raiders and Detroit Lions or
game 3,
Texas Rangers at Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't know. If it's 1-1, I think people are more watching the baseball, but
really?
Yeah, I do.
So.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No? All right.
No, I think this is going to be
We got a lot of yes. Well, we got a lot of people saying yes, but we got big business. He's a Texas Ranger fan. We got Sonic. He's down in Arizona. Sonic, you're on high alert because me might just show up at any point. Just letting you know.
Nice.
I may drag Perrault down there.
Ooh.
Let you know. We might have some things happen. But Halloween is Tuesday, so we can't miss Halloween. Like,
oh boy, yeah.
There's a lot of things going on. I don't think we can be down there for Halloween. So,
did your kids ever like to give out candy?
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. Maddie's like more excited to give out candy than to go get candy.
Very common.
Okay. I was like, really? She's like, because like she goes out, like last year, she did the first time she did it. And she asked me, she said, can I do what I did last year? I'm like, what's that? She's like, just want to go out for like 30 minutes. And then I want to come back and I want to help you give out candy. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, it's fun to walk around and whatnot, but I really want to be at the house. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Come on in and help. I was really surprised by that. So I was like, you want to do like, really? She's like, yeah, that was more fun last year to see everyone come to the house and give out candy than it was walking around. I was like, all right. Yeah, sure. So
trick-or-treating isn't what it used to be. I think we can all agree on that. It used to be the thing. Like when we were young, couldn't wait to go out, keep going.
I read something that the reason for that is because the trunk or treats have killed the kids. They do it too much. So you know what trunk or treat is, right?
Yeah.
So
for the people that don't know, what is it? You go to a parking lot and walk around and get all the candy.
So people decorate their backs of their cars, their trunks, and then they walk around. Kids walk around in costumes and get candy. Yeah. So in New England, I guess this has now become like the safe way of doing it. So you're not walking to a stranger's house.
Uh-huh.
So you get 10 people in your neighborhood. They go to a big parking lot. They all set up and the kids walk around and get their candy. And it's like a quicker way of doing it's like a faster way and a safer way of doing it. And then I was like, okay, I'd never really heard of that in New England. I thought it was a Vegas thing or a West Coast thing because I'd never heard of it till we moved here. But Maddie's already technically gone to 2 different. Halloween will be the third outfit, the third time she's walked around to get candy. They're just not as interested in it. We spoiled them in that where for us growing up, it was Halloween. Like you put on your costume, you went got candy once.
Well, there was no other way to get it. Like there was no trunk or treats. There was no other you had to work to get it. Like if it was raining, you still went. If it was snowing, you still went. Windy, put your costume on and go. Otherwise, you ain't getting no candy. Then as you got older and you hand out the candy, what I think our kids have had fun realizing is that you get to see everybody that comes to your house and see all the different costumes and ideas and fun things without going anywhere.
Right. It comes to you.
It's not a bad idea. The kids know.
Candy's candy. I mean, isn't the biggest lie that we were ever told as kids that people were putting razor blades in chocolate bars?
I don't know.
I mean, did you ever meet any?
I ever found one.
Did you ever meet anyone? Did you ever hear? Seriously, in the chat, tell me. Did you ever see or meet anyone who actually found something of that type in their chocolate bar on Halloween?
Not. I hope the answer is no, and all of it.
All of it's no. The biggest lie, your parents were always like, "I need to check your candy." Like my dad used to raid, like took out like all the good pieces of candy. We'd used to go through it and shuffle through it and be like, "Oh, I got to make sure there's no razor blades in your chocolate bars." What do you mean no razor blades in my chocolate bars? Who the hell is putting razor blades in chocolate bars?
Who was crazy?
Who was putting drugs? You drugged the food. Like who's putting drugs? Who's wasting the money to drug a 10-year-old? That was the point of that. That's not fun. What's the point? It's like it's expensive to do that.
Connor Winsky just came in the chat and said, as a cul-de-sac, we hand out candy together, set up chili and hot dog stands and cornbread. It's all pretty fun.
That sounds awesome. Because
neighborhoods have done that.
That's cool.
Too.
I like that. I mean,
fun as hell.
Yeah. I like that a lot. That's entertaining to see that because then you're getting One, it's community. Two, any excuse for barbecue and chili, I'm in. So, and then you get candy at the end, right? It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
I mean, I don't know. There's some Vegas neighborhoods here. They have like a block party. They get a DJ. They got
That's phenomenal.
Playing,
I think that's great.
They're doing all this stuff. It's like more for the adults than it is the kids, which is kind of crazy, but also fun.
Yeah.
We used to dress up and walk around the neighborhood and then go down to Fremont Street.
What?
As a family and walk Fremont Street. Yes, in costume. Like one year, we were Pac-Man and the Ghosts.
Okay.
And we must have taken 100 pictures on Fremont Street. People were
So
like, "Oh,
they thought
Ghost."
you were one of
They
the circle.
thought we were
the
buskers
circle-
and on a
the
yeah,
circle people.
yeah. They're like, "Hey, can we take a picture?" Where they were like, "Yeah." So
Oh, that's good.
we got this family costume plan. We'll have that unveiled on the Tuesday
Oh,
show.
okay. I was gonna say, I was like, what's
yeah,
gonna
we'll
be? So it's a whole
do all
family
that.
outfit this time.
Every year.
Every year.
Every year they come up with something. Yeah. So
All
we'll
right.
have that ready to
Cody,
go. I really enjoy Halloween. I enjoy it more now as an adult than I did as a kid. And I think it's the kids'
I'm going down
enthusiasm.
with this though. The biggest lie I was ever told as a kid that people put razor blades in chocolate bars. It's a lie.
What's your favorite? Now
You've already asked this question like 5 times.
I
What
wanna-
your favorite
Yeah.
candy bar is? You've already asked the chat like
get
5
one.
times this question.
You get one. You get one.
Yeah. Cody's here, by the way.
Good. What is your favorite candy bar?
I've already told you what, and you get all mad when I tell you.
I don't get mad. Just
Yes,
tell
I
me.
do. I like crackles, and you get all pissed off when I tell
I
you.
don't get. I just laugh. That's just,
You
who
get
says
mad
crackle?
when I
Nobody
when I
says
tell
crackle.
you that I
just
like crackle.
It's Friday.
You
We got
get
a big
mad.
bunch of people in here.
You're
I
like,
don't
of
get
all
mad.
the
I mean,
candy
who
you
says
can get,
crackle?
that's the bar you want is a crackle. I'm like, yes, I tend to like crackle. That's what I like.
Put your
Snap.
favorite candy bar in the chat right now. I guarantee no one says crackle.
No one's good. I don't care. I love Twizzlers and I love crackle. Those are my go-to.
Wow, that's a hell of a 2-game parlay. That's nobody got that one. You're the only person. Perrault parlay for Halloween. Crackle and Twizzler. I mean, it's Reese's peanut butter cups and Snickers. That's the 2-game parlay with Twix being the third option.
Cody, save us, my friend. What's going on? How are you?
Oh,
Look at
dude,
this guy.
I'm just so fired up, man. Got some baseball tonight. Just got a whole thing of crackle over in my freezer. Crackle. Gonna have myself a weekend, baby. Let's go D-backs and data, baby. Take that ugly ass powder blue hat off and you wear that purple like a good Arizona guy. My D-backs, that's right, my D-backs that are in the World Series. And all of you who are sitting around pretending they didn't belong here, I've been saying it all along. I was the only one. Boom! D-backs, baby.
Victory left. My gosh, absolutely.
love it.
What
I
did
love
you see with the D-backs that you thought they could do this?
I thought offensively they had so many ways to beat you. I think this is actually, believe it or not, a team. Only thing that worried about me was going to be their arms. I was worried about their starting pitching going that far into October. But it's the exact same problem that we're seeing over on the Texas side. What good thing about the D-backs? Their bullpen has been just a shutdown bullpen. Obviously, Fott has been amazing when he's been in there. And amazingly, the one starter that so far hasn't really pulled his weight is Zach Gallen, who was the odds-on favorite for the Cy Young all season long until he kind of started faltering in September and now into October. Now, he is aware that he hasn't pitched all that well. You heard his comments earlier today. You might have. Listen, I am a big fan of this guy. I'm a big fan of this team. They are underdogs. I already jump on the plus 145 on them on the series. I think they're going to win in 6 games. I'll freely admit a lot of this has to do with my heart. A lot of it has to do with my heart because if you are looking at the numbers say the Rangers should win. Said that about the Phillies and the Dodgers and the Brewers too, though, didn't it?
They did say that. What they're also saying, see, Deck, by the way, you look amazing. The beard looks in impeccable condition, and you really look like you're working out in the gym too. Everything's all put together on that shirt. I really like it.
I dabble.
Yeah, a little bit. What do you expect from Max Scherzer? Because I think that's a lot of the key to the series. We get Gallen and Evaldi 1. We get probably Kelly and Montgomery in 2. And then it's 3. The way it lines up is probably Fott and Max in Arizona.
Yep.
That could be the swing game. If they split in Texas, we go to Arizona 1-1. What do we like? How does somebody that was hurt then get thrown to a start has the start, doesn't really do it, gets another start, still a little shaky. What do you expect from Max Scherzer?
Here's the truth. The truth is, I don't know. Here's the fact. Max Scherzer just might not be the guy he once was. Now, there are extra storylines that are involved here. For instance, where did he make his major league debut? He was an Arizona Diamondback. So seeing him go back to the Diamondbacks would be very interesting to see in Game 3. I'm looking very forward to that. But we can't sit here and pretend and look at the numbers and say he's the same guy he was in 2019. I still think he's an astonishing pitcher. I just don't think he's the bulldog guy that the whole team jumps on the back of anymore. I think he's going to be good for 3 or 4 innings, and I think that's about it. Keep in mind, before he got hurt, that month and a half off, he also wasn't lighting the world on fire then either. And if you want to go further back to his time with the Mets, quite frankly, it left a lot to be desired. I'm a big Max Scherzer fan, and I would love to see him get back to his dominant ways. I hope Game 3 is a pitching duel upon pitching duels, but the way he's been pitching, I don't see it happening. What do I expect? I expect him to get hit around again, and I expect Bruce Bochy to have another short leash. I didn't think he'd have a short leash on him in Game 7. I truly didn't. Didn't even cross my mind. I thought he was going to try to roll him out there the way he did Bumgarner in Game 7 of the World Series in 2014. Turns out Jordan Montgomery is that guy, which, by the way, if you had that on your bingo card to start this year, well done.
Exactly.
Well done.
Dave found a cool stat from you guys, your friends at MLB Network, that the Diamondbacks are undefeated in every game in the postseason. They have a steal.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers lost every game at home to the Astros in the ALCS. If the D-backs get a steal tonight, are they winning Game 1?
I may have already put down a little scratch on them on the money line. I was a big fan of it. Now, again, I'm also aware, a little bit of my heart talking on that one, but I do think they have as good of a shot as anybody. Like you said, the steal has been a big thing for this team. They've stole 10 bases in their previous 2 games, and I think that is their blueprint. Again, the D-backs offense is built for October because it's basically, they're the opposite of what the Phillies are. The Phillies are a team that lives and dies with the long ball, and that is a very fun thing to watch. But once they start dying with the long ball, you get what you got last year in games 5 through 6 last year, and you get the situation you had in 6 and 7 this year. That's just a fact. Where the D-backs, they can beat you with the long ball. Guess what? If any of them get on base, doesn't matter. That means that runner's on second base now because he's stealing second. And if that man's Corbin Carroll, he's stealing second base more than once. Not to mention Christian Walker went ahead and stole a base the other day, completely uncontested. Trust me, they running.
And it wasn't defensive indifference either. That was a stolen base. Yep. It was amazing. Total's 8.5 tonight. Total's probably going to be 8.5. It might be 9, depending on who the pitching matchup is, but most likely 8.5 is going to be where most of the games are. You expecting an offensive series with games more shading towards the over, or are we expecting really lockdown pitching, old school defensive battles, moving runners, bunting again, different things like that, and unders? Which way you leaning?
Tonight, I'm leaning towards the under. Tonight, I absolutely am. I think Nady Eovaldi's going to come out and be the dominant pitcher that he actually has been when he's been healthy this year. And I do think Zach Gallen's going to get right. Not to mention, it might not even be that both guys have their stuff. These are 2 very good seasoned ball players. I think there's going to be a lot of jitters out there. As much as I'm loving, and by the way, I want to make this abundantly clear. I love this World Series matchup so much. You're giving me completely new blood on both sides. Yes. Both of these teams are a blast to watch. You kidding me? The first time in like 5 years without the Dodgers or the Astros in the series?
Thank goodness.
Let's go. You kidding me? I want to see stolen bases. I want to see some Ks. I want to see how lively that stadium can be because we have seen a World Series in that stadium, just not with the Texas Rangers. Hell, I'm a card-carrying Democrat. I can't wait to see W throw a strike right down the middle to start the day. Let's go. It's World Series time, baby.
I totally forgot they've played a World Series in this ballpark. That's absolutely true. Just not with the Rangers in action. Right. That's really cool. The bullpen for the Rangers is what worries me about any under. And I took the over 8 last night because I'm very concerned how many innings Eovaldi goes. And then this bullpen is an absolute roller coaster ride. Can the Rangers win the World Series with a pen that every time they go to it, they don't know what's coming out of it?
They can, but I am worried about it. Of all the things in this team, the biggest weakness I think that's on the field is the Texas Rangers bullpen. It's not that they're not capable. They're very capable. It's more that they're taxed. There hasn't been a single game this October that Leclerc hasn't had to pitch in. I don't know how that guy's arm hasn't fallen off. I truly don't. It's astonishing. This is a team that needs their starters to go deep. And tonight, Nate Eovaldi, I expect him to go deep. I really do. And I expect Gallen to go deep-ish. I think he's going to end up getting pulled in the 6th, depending on the pitch count and depending on how the pitching staff lines up with the offense over there with Texas. Because you keep in mind, Lovello, he is going to play the numbers. And those of you that are bad about him playing the numbers, they're in the World Series. Stop being mad.
Good point.
Talking about going deep, you really do get the show. I mean, there was a lot of going deep there. And we're talking about something else. I mean, Perrault, you heard it. You didn't laugh. I was listening, and I'm like, did he just say it 3 times? Cody Decker goes deep. I remember I saw you taking BP at Dodger Stadium. You could still go deep. Let's go deep here. All right? Let's go deep with this. World Series MVP discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's a lot of options.
There are.
But are there really a lot of options? When you look at this market, I mean, it's top heavy, is it not?
It is.
We got Seager and Garcia at the top. One of those two probably are going to win it if Texas wins it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got Marte and Carroll for Arizona, and one of those two are likely to win it if Arizona wins it. If it ain't them, who else is it? My statement earlier this week was it could be one of tonight's starters who's going to get 3 opportunities to go. It's been a while since we got a starter who's done that. I like Moreno, the catcher. Okay, that's a guy that I'm looking at that has a pretty high price because he's going to hit in the middle of the lineup. He's going to come up with opportunities with Marte and Carroll on, and you pile up those ribbies, run producer like you were back in the day. Who you like for World Series MVP, C-Deck?
It depends on who you think's going to win, obviously, because you mentioned the names on the Rangers sides that are the obvious ones. Obviously, Seager is going to be a guy. He's already won a World Series MVP in that building, just in a different uniform.
Right.
But, man, if it's going to be the D-backs, there is a name that I feel like has been the most underappreciated name in Major League Baseball this year because the guy hit 40 home runs. The guy is their power hitter. Christian Walker is going to go off. If he goes off in this week, the D-backs are winning the World Series. I truly believe that because we already know Corbin Carroll's going to get on base. We know Ketel Marte is going to get on base because Ketel Marte has been on base in every game in his playoff life. Who's going to knock his ass in? Christian Walker.
That's right.
I don't mind it. Where are you on higher? Are you a Creed guy? How do you feel about this throwback to the 90s wannabe Pearl Jam ripoff band?
So I don't like Creed. At all.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
But I appreciate what's happening in Texas with this Creed thing. So here's my answer. I don't know if you know this, but the D-backs do have a song that they play when they win. It's the worst song ever created. It's called "We Back the D-backs." It's a real song.
Really?
It's a real song. It's a real song.
Oh no!
Find it inside school. That's inside baseball right there. That's
find it and play. Waste 2 minutes of this show and just play it and react and. You will either thank me or set out a hit to kill me because it is awful. Awful. This is my thought process on this because, you saw it over in Philly. They got Dancing with Myself or whatever that song is.
Yeah.
Rip off the Red Sox?
Yeah, you're seeing Creed going crazy right now over there in Texas. If we're talking Creed, D-backs need to one-up their asses. I'm telling you, get Chad Kroger down there, and I want him playing any Nickelback jam possible. I'm talking they win. I want to hear Rockstar. I want to hear that song If Nobody Died. I want to hear How You Remind Me. Is it a depressing song? You bet your ass it is. I don't care. It'll fire me up when we're holding that commissioner's trophy. Let's go. Snakes alive.
Let's turn a quick minute and go to football because I know you're a Raider fan.
Why?
Oh.
Why would you do this to me?
I'm
having a good day.
Because listen, you're rolling. I gotta get the take because we live in Vegas. This football team is an absolute mess. They just lost to the Bears, and a guy from Shepherd University, Bajan, just went to school, took them to school. Now they got to go play the Lions on Monday night. Have you put away all the black and silver stuff? I look at that face. It hurts. The pain. You can visually see the pain on your face.
Game 3 of the World Series is Monday night. Cannot wait, baby. Woo!
We asked that question on the show today already. We said, what happens in game 3? You're going to watch football, you're going to watch baseball. I think most people here in Vegas are going to be watching baseball.
Tell him, C-Deck.
What football? My embarrassing fandom, it makes me, every time Sunday rolls around and I put on my Janikowski jersey, and yes, that is real. I have a Janikowski jersey. You know why? Because he's been the only positive, productive player the Raiders have had in the past 20 years. I can't stand this team. I hate that I'm forcing myself to continue to live through this daily and weekly nightmare. They're the worst 3-win team I ever. They're embarrassing. I'm embarrassed every Sunday. I should wear a plastic bag over my head and not to cover my face, only to asphyxiate myself to end this nightmare that I've been dealing with since I was a small boy. I have yet to see anything. Listen, yeah, I got to see a Super Bowl in my lifetime, the most embarrassing Super Bowl in the history of Earth. That Super Bowl was so bad. The XFL literally started. The first iteration of the XFL started the next week. Everyone was freaked out because the Raiders were so bad. They thought the XFL was going to take over. Luckily, it didn't, but I'm just saying that's how bad the Raiders are ever. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it, guys. I hate it. Game 3 Monday night. Cannot wait.
One quick one, last one for me when it comes to Vegas baseball. Will the A's work here? When the A's come eventually, whenever it's going to be 2027, 2028, whenever it's going to be, you've been here enough. Do you think baseball works in Vegas?
Yes, I do. I really, really do. I think it's a city that's a constant commuter city. As someone that loves frequenting this strip, you're telling me you put a baseball stadium in that strip and it just happens to be that the Angels are in town or the Rangers are in town, whatever it is, I'm going to go catch a game. I want to see that stadium. It's going to be part of the Vegas culture. If the Golden Knights can succeed there, you better believe the A's can. However, I really hope the moment they get there, John Fisher sells this team, because I do not think any team that is owned by John Fisher will ever be successful. Ever.
Yeah, ever. We were at dinner last night, and someone who knows them well basically said that exact same thing, that Vegas people need to not buy the hype that Fisher's going to spend money when he comes here.
No. Listen, this is a business investment as far as I can tell. Until I'm proven otherwise, I'm assuming they're going to move over to Vegas. His IP, the intellectual property of the Oakland A's, will quadruple because it's no longer Oakland and it's now the Vegas A's. Everyone's going to be buying the merch, and all of a sudden, all his $2 billion has now been turned into $3.5 or $4 billion, and he'll immediately sell the team. It would be the best thing to happen for everybody. The only thing I have questioning is, why is Major League Baseball letting him do this?
That's a very good question.
The ballpark
should be an expansion team.
The ballpark. Amen to that. Yes. That's when the NBA comes here and does an expansion team, you'll see the difference.
Yeah.
Because the Raiders, it's the problem the Raiders have. Golden Knights were born here. The Raiders were not.
Yep.
And the Raiders are also the Raiders, which is helping no one.
Well, that's yeah, all right, I don't want to mention the Raiders again. Last one for me, sir.
Yes.
One, you got to tell the people where they can find you and all your new shows and different things that you're doing back east and all of that. But number two, I'm gonna end you with this as far as baseball goes. The show's called Bostonian versus the Book. It's right there. It's for everybody to see. Is Ohtani going to the Red Sox? Because this guy, if the show will go to the next level, where in the hell is Ohtani going to go? If you say Red Sox, you'll have a permanent spot on the show. Don't say Red Sox, please. Don't say it.
So would you like me to lie to you and say Red Sox?
He's not going to the Red Sox.
He's not
right?
going to the Red Sox, guys.
Are you sure?
If I'm proven wrong, I'll come right here and say, guys, I was wrong about the entire thing.
Remember, he's a New Balance guy.
Oh, stop. Then he's going to Baltimore? Come on. What are we doing?
He's going to Boston.
It's in Boston.
New Balance headquarters are across the street from TD Garden.
I thought they were a Baltimore company.
No.
That's a New England, Boston company.
Oh, well, that's not going to make any difference. Who cares if they're in Boston?
Oh, all right.
No.
He's in the whole brand. New Balance baseball. Who else reps New Balance baseball? Not many.
Ohtani's actually a lot of guys rock New Balance.
New Balances are good.
New Balances are actually very good. They're very, very good spikes. But I will tell you this: no, if he goes to the East Coast, it's going to be because somebody paid him an outrageous amount of money. Of course, the names that are going to be in there is Boston, the New York Yankees, and the Mets. I think of those three teams, the team that's most likely to get him would be the Mets. But I don't see him coming to the East Coast. I really don't. In fact, I don't see him leaving the West Coast. He's definitely not going to be an Angel. I'd be shocked, and I truly mean this. I'd be shocked if he was not either in Los Angeles playing for the Dodgers, because there's a reason they didn't sign sign 2 Turners and they let a Cody Bellinger go. And they've been penny pitching. They're ready to go to sign him. And also the San Francisco Giants lost out on Judge. They lost out on Correa. They're not going to miss out on a third guy. And they have money to spend, and they will spend as much as the Dodgers will. So in my eyes, I'd be shocked if he's not a Dodger or a Giant. But if he's somewhere else, I would love to be surprised.
Not Seattle? No way for
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And it's not because of him. I don't see the Mariners spending $400 million plus on a guy. I just don't. But they proved me wrong that time they signed Cano to $275 million when they did. So quite frankly, they have the money to do it. I just don't see it happening. But hey, man, I love the Mariners. I want the Mariners to win. They should have been a playoff team this year. Yeah. You get Ohtani. They're a playoff team, and they're winning that division by 5 games.
Cody, great stuff, man. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy game
where
one tonight,
where
man.
do they find the show? Tell them where they find the show, please.
Well, you can find the new show, Beetle and Decker, and that is myself, Cody Decker, and the legendary Michelle Beetle, noon to 3 Eastern, every single day, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. We are Mad Dog's lead-in, and no, I had no idea whether or not he was retiring the other day. I swear to God. I literally sat there looking at the door at 2:59 going like, am I doing another 3 hours? And no one's telling me.
Right.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. It's such a great time. Michelle is the greatest. Mad Dog is the man.
He is.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I am. And please check us out if you can. Call into the show, make fun of me, tell me I'm an idiot for rooting for the D-backs who were in the World Series like I told you they were going to be.
Enjoy it. Yeah. I'm in this business because of Christopher Russo, so I'm a huge fan of Chris.
Me too.
So it's really cool. Cody, thank you, man. This was awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks,
Really
D-Deck.
All right. D-backs, stay alive.
Let's go.
Cody Decker joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Great stuff with him. Man. That was a lot of fun to get him on talking baseball with us here. Obviously, he's very excited. He should be very excited with Diamondbacks in the World Series coming up here for game number 1. Okay. Oh, by the way, I wanted to play this before we.
What do you got?
Before we move on.
We'll get us kicked off.
So far, I like Creed better. That's a Diamondback song. It sounds like something that Poison would put out. Who created that? That is a 80s rock spectacular.
Probably
song by Poison. So
we're gonna have to find that part where they say D back. Something back. I forget what it is. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Have you heard it? Really? You heard it? Let's see what part. We back the D-backs.
We back the D-backs. What are we doing?
That's
the hell are we doing?
Awful. That is horrible.
What are we doing?
We have the best song. Sorry. Boston has the best song.
Here we go.
Yes, it is. Dirty Waters are the best because it's an actual song. It wasn't created for something else. I love LA. I can't stand the song, but I like it too, just because it fits the whole market well. That's got history to it.
The best World Series song ever for Team One is "We Are Family." It's not even close. Sister Sledge.
It's good. That's good. But you know, but they've sucked for so long that it can't actually carry any weight. Not
even nice to say.
But it's true. It can't carry any weight. So like. You need
everyone that hears it goes back to that place.
That's great, but most people who are under the age of 45 have no idea what you're talking about. So like it doesn't carry any weight.
Just Google 1979.
No, it doesn't carry any weight. Like
We Are Family, and the
Dirty Water Dirty Water has been played as of 5 years ago when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2018. The Dodgers have been very successful winning the World Series. It might have been in a short season. I don't look the Lakers and the Dodgers. Both those championships should have asterisks against them because, well, we didn't play regular seasons like anything else. It was a pandemic year and they won it all. So congratulations, Dodgers. But I don't know if I'm counting that. I'm not counting the Lakers number 17, even though they are. It's a little bit shady, but that's fine. But We Are Family is really old. It's good. I like it. It's really old.
It brings you to a place, like a lot of songs
to a place.
do.
No, it brings you to a place.
The average person, a lot of people.
The average person has no idea what you're talking about.
I've met a lot of people that have gone, "Were you alive in 1979?" They say yes, and they go, "We Are Family." I'm like, yes. There's a lot of people that remember that. Speaking of songs that bring you back to a place, right? It's Friday.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people in
Oh my
here.
gosh. Again.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
time. It's
What
time.
song? What song we rapping now?
Well, I'm kind of in the Halloween mood.
Don't tell me
theme,
you're
whatever.
not doing Thriller, right?
Hell no.
Okay.
No. We'll save that for next week. That's a good idea. We'll worry about Michael Jackson and stuff next week. I don't know if we could get that high if we got to do that. But this one
Never
I
do that
heard
again.
today from DJ Thump, and I said,
course.
"Oh, this is perfect.
Okay.
I got to do it for the boys."
Okay.
Mikey, awesome. Get ready. Cue it up. We're going to just go slow and only the first opening verse. Now, I have a story that I'd like to tell about this guy. You all know him. He had me scared as hell. He comes to me at night after I crawl into bed. He's burned up like a Wheatie, and his name is Fred. He wears the same hat and sweater every single day, and even if it's hot outside, he wears it anyway. He's gone when I'm awake, but he shows up when I'm asleep. I can't believe there's a nightmare on my street. That's all. That's it. That's it.
What
You gotta
year is
give it
that?
the little bits and pieces.
80, 87?
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
87? 89? When did that come out?
1988, the
Oh,
year
you nailed
I
it.
graduated high school, baby.
Nailed it. There you go.
Oh,
I
man.
got it.
Everybody knows where they were if they were alive back then, what they were doing. What were you doing in 1988? If you were in the
I
chat
was
right now.
11 years old. What was I doing? I was playing baseball. I was playing Little League Baseball, probably.
Really?
Well, yeah. In the fall of, I was playing Pop Warner football in the fall of 88.
Fall of 88, 11 years old. That would have made you what, 6th grade?
Sounds right. Playing quarterback. I was not a good quarterback then. I think I set the record for the most interceptions thrown in the Pop Warner League that year.
Oh, really?
I had no offensive line, so they had me throw every down. And I threw like 3 pick sixes.
We were just starting out at Penn State that year. That was fall of 88 was a freshman year.
Whoa.
Going to Penn State games. That was the first one to go away to college. Big moves. That was very, very scary. That was very fun. We had to go learn all.
Did you have a roommate?
Penn State? Huh?
Did you ever have a roommate at Penn State?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know him ahead of time?
Played high school basketball at the same high school as me.
Lucky.
We had a lot
You're
of the same
lucky.
classes together.
I still think it's the single most, sorry, Will, it's the single most fucked up thing we do to teenagers is that we send them away to a foreign place and stick them into a box that's not that big with someone they don't know.
It's like 10 by 10 cell.
And make them live together. It's like the most weirdest when you stop and think about what that is, that first semester freshman year. So I'll never forget RJ. RJ was a sophomore from Connecticut. Probably started my hatred of Connecticut.
Oh.
But he thought he ran the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in and it was like, okay, freshman, let me tell you how the world works.
Oh, you had an upperclassman?
Yes. I had to live with a sophomore. I had to live with a sophomore from Connecticut who I had a girlfriend at a different school and he had a girlfriend at a different school. So the schedule as to who got the room on what weekend when that person was coming up was a complete nightmare.
Terrible.
Oh man, we hated each other. It was so bad. It was absolutely, I wanted the second I could get out of that, I got out of that. I was like, goodbye. I'm moving. I'm going somewhere else. I'm getting the hell away from you. Hated that kid. Lived with him for a year. It was awful.
I had freshman year with Big V. This was the kid that I went to high school with.
That's good. To know him ahead of time is huge.
We had such a great experience. I mean, he was an engineer and I was a business major. Very different worlds. He was very studious. I was running a card game, playing hockey I was doing a lot of things.
Different things, yep.
A lot of different things. I mean, I was going to school, but I was doing a lot of different things.
Yep.
In sophomore year, I pledged a fraternity, and he did not. He lived in school. And then third year, my brother Dan came up to school.
Wow.
So I was roommates with my brother Dan, right?
Yeah.
First week of school, he gets mono. I go to Syracuse on the fraternity bolt. He gets mono. Our friend TC drives him to Pittsburgh to keep him alive. I get back, he's gone. So I have a single for a week. And then they give me a guy who's in temporary housing.
No.
And his name was Paul. And Paulie was from Philly. And Paulie liked to smoke, liked to drink, liked to cut his hair in the room. He had a mullet. Cut his hair in the room.
Oh, no.
So I go to my desk, and there's hair, and it ain't mine on the desk. So me and Paulie had to have a talk. Every day, Paulie had very bad acne.
Okay.
He put sea breeze on every day.
Gross.
3 times a day. Woke up in the morning, sea breeze. Afternoon, come back from morning class, sea breeze. And then at night, if he was going out, he splashed a little sea breeze on for the ladies. To this day,
Can't smell it.
sorry, Will, I hate that fucking smell of sea breeze.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I went away to Buffalo to see the Penguins play the I used to do this stuff all the time. What are you doing tonight? Nothing. The Penguins are in Buffalo. You want to go? Yeah. Really? Yeah. So we drove to Buffalo. Go watch the Penguins play the Sabres, come back. Paulie had a party in a room.
No.
I had the whole room by this junior year. Me and my brother had it figured out. We had our beds hanging.
Yeah.
We had couches.
Yeah.
We had the Mac Daddy of all Mac Daddy places.
You knew.
Paulie walked into the Waldorf Astoria.
Oh.
I come back. Paulie had a party. There's booze spilled on the carpet.
Right.
And I look down on the couch, and there's a cigarette hole burned in my love seat. I calmly called my girlfriend at the time. I said, I'm coming over. She said, it's too late. I said, I'm coming over because if I'm here when this kid comes back, I'm going to go to jail. So I have to come over and just relax. And she's like, what's the problem? I said, you don't have camera phones or nothing.
Right.
I said, there's 2 bottles of Jack Daniels empty on the ground. There's spilled some on the carpet. I said, there's a cigarette hole in my couch. We're going to have a problem. She goes, I'll pick you up in the lobby. So, hung up. The next day, had a grown-up conversation at 20, whatever it was, 19, 20, and said, we have until the end of the semester. You can't go anywhere, and I'm definitely not fucking leaving. If you do anything like this again, it's going to be bad. Let's agree to coexist for 2.5 more months.
That's it. Yep. Come and go. Ships passing in the night. Yep. I lived it.
That's all it was.
Yeah. That's why I spent so much time my freshman year. I spent so much time in the campus center. I didn't want to go home. It was better to be. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to be near the kid. So it was like, yeah, it was absolutely horrific. I don't know.
What did you do for free time? I know what I did. We had a ping pong table in the lobby.
I hung out. So UMass's campus center, in the basement of the campus center, is the student newspaper and the student radio station.
Oh, you went there.
I just hung out there. So upstairs were restaurants and like snack bars and like places to do studying and whatnot. So I was either up there, studied, ate my meals there was a what's it called? The place where you eat on campus, not a mess hall, but like, a place where you would go to eat was really close by. So I'd eat my meals there, go to class, come back, be in campus center, do my work, do my whatever I had to do for the radio station or for write for the TV, for the newspaper. And then I'd go home at like 10:30. Sleep,
so you were
get
there
up
all the time.
I never wanted to. And then I finally, my sophomore year, I moved. And when I moved, I met a couple of kids I've been friends with, moved in with a kid named Seth from New Jersey, who I ended up living with for all the next 3 years. Seth and I became friends. We lived sophomore year together. We lived junior year together. In junior year, we met his friends from Jersey, moved in. It was 4 of us in an off-campus apartment. We had a 3-bedroom apartment with 4 of us living in it off campus for our junior and senior years. So like, my college started so poorly and so badly. I found in between my freshman and first semester and second semester, I found radio. That was life-changing. And then I was able to.
Oh, you froze. Snap. Come back, Jack. Oh, no. Come back. Come on. Pull him back. Somebody pull him back. Come on.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. I had to stay out of it. I couldn't be there. It was awful.
So you became what is essentially known as in basketball, a gym rat.
Pretty much.
For hockey,
media.
a rink rat. You never left.
And so I slept in my room, and that's all that I did.
That's it.
And he would throw parties. He liked to play poker. So it was during the poker boom. So he had poker things all the time. I mean, people come over I didn't really appreciate, didn't like. So I'd suffer through all of that. I wasn't playing cards at the time. I was betting, but I wasn't playing cards.
Right.
And so it was like coexisting, ships passing in the night. And the less we talked, the better. I think like for the last month, we talked like 2 times. We never spoke. It's very awkward. I think it's a good learning experience, but I think it's also really traumatic for kids. We send them 3 hours away from home and we stick them in basically a jail cell.
It's a 10 by 10 cell.
And you can't move. And so I became friends with all the other freshmen. I was in a freshman dorm. For some reason, he was living in a freshman dorm. So like I had all friends on the floor, so I could get out of my room and go to their room and whatnot. And they all were like, "Your roommate's really a dick." I'm like, "Yep,
that's
yep,
yeah." I mean, so, I made arrangements. I mean, like I had to keep my hockey equipment in the room a lot of times, and he was like, "Your hockey equipment stinks." And I said, "I know." So I made arrangements to keep it like out in the hallway. Okay. You learn a lot about communal living.
You do, absolutely.
Dorm. You know, they got 3 showers for the whole floor. Like you got to learn how to do all that other stuff, and poop in public and all that whatever.
Oh,
like, and there's no shame in any of it. But
no,
I would go into the lobby and play ping pong over and over and over for hours with all the nerds and the kids that nobody else. What would you do it on Friday night?
Right.
I'll bring my boombox down and say, "Next up."
Nice.
I was playing ping pong with kids from India, China, Japan. Wow. They wouldn't even keep scoring English. But I was good when I started. I was excellent when I was done.
Right.
I was playing from 20 feet away from the table. I would be soaked in sweat. Like, and I started like getting real serious about it. I got so competitive. I started entering tournaments. I was going to be Forrest Gump. I was going to be Forrest Gump. I was going to go play. I was Olympic level. I just didn't know where to go. Oh, yeah. I still love to play ping pong now. That's going to be one of the things when we get together and have one of the things. We're going to run a ping pong tournament, VVB ping pong tournament. It'll be awesome. Between the bowling, the ping pong, we'll do some basketball. I think there'll be a lot of events. But, yeah, that's college you learn so many things, and that had nothing to do with class. Nothing.
No, nothing to do with class. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's do this. Let's do 4 games, 2 basketball, 2 hockey.
Yep.
Then roll call Friday.
Perfect.
And then we'll do all the football. All the football is going to be in bonus time, most likely, or a lot of it's going to be in bonus time for us here for college and pro. We did a lot of it Wednesday and Thursday, but we'll go through and hit all the games in bonus time. So let's start with the Celtics tonight.
Yep.
Rematching against the Miami Heat. We'll be on Sports Grid when this game is going. For this game? I am. Yes, I'm fired up for this game. It's the Heat aren't the Heat, however, though. They're not the same team that they were last year. It's still Jimmy Butler. So it's still a chance to come in and at least
the spread's 8. Perrault, it's 8.5. 8. They're going to win.
It's a lot. It feels heavy. I'm going to be honest. It feels heavy to me. It's game 2.
Let's reiterate this that we did last year and we continue to do. We've told people this for basically 2 decades. 7 is the number that falls the most in NBA basketball games, because if you're at 6, you still foul. If you're at 7, you stop. So when a game is 7, there's no fouling. They dribble out. You could be at 22 seconds left in the game. It's the dribble out, roll it, and it's done. Laying more than 7 is not easy in an NBA basketball game, and it causes a pain either on the side or it goes
your
through
wallet.
Your gut, like it just pain. It just like it gives you that. I call it that agita. You ain't laying 8.5, are you?
I'm watching this game. I'm not betting this game. I'm just watching, having fun.
Good idea.
I'm just gonna enjoy it. We'll maybe in game it if we're watching something we like.
Gio the Wop just came in and said, he said, lay it. What would you guys do in the chat if you're even going to partake in this NBA game? 8. Let's call it 8 for show purposes.
Okay.
Celtics -8, Heat +8. Play it right now in the chat. Put your thing.
Seems heavy. I don't know. As a Celtics fan, it seems heavy. Golden State is at Sacramento. Yep. Kings are favored.
Why not?
We lighten the beam tonight. Are we gonna have that home opener for the Kings?
It's going to be a period of adjustment for the books to figure out the Golden State thing.
Okay.
Because there's going to be games again where they're the old man team at the Y and the young kids show up and they take them to school. And there's going to be other times they're going to be doing alley-oops, dunks, laying it on you behind the back passes, and the old men will be holding on to their shorts going, we can't compete. Like we're going to lose. We can't do it. This number here tells me I would lay it with
Yeah,
Sacramento.
I agree.
Short number, I'd lay it. You?
Yes, Kings.
How about the total?
It would drop Golden State to 0-2.
Yeah,
Total
that's
238.
wow. We got a lot of people in the chat. We got Heat +8, Miami under the Boston Heat. Lay it. Heat. NBA stinks, but I'd say Celtics. Thanks, JC from KC. You're the best. Gary Flitz. Hi, Gary. Welcome to the chat. I haven't seen Gary Flitz's name in there before. He said Heat +8. 238 Perrault is the highest total of the day.
Mm-hmm. Over.
You didn't even hesitate.
It's the Kings. They don't play any defense. They're going to run. This is going to have so many possessions. This is a AAU game.
Crowd's going to be hyped. This is
my God.
I think this will be a fun game to watch. I mean,
100%.
even if it's not into the NBA, like this will be a fun game to watch tonight.
And I was told that you should definitely, if they win, stick around to the post game. Something fun.
Inside.
So
I
yeah.
like it.
Not gonna spill the beans as to what we learned, but I've been told it's worth hanging around.
Yes.
Post game, if they win, is going to be worth hanging around here.
Absolutely.
You mentioned it, 3:00. That game starts here in about 2 hours here in Las Vegas. The number is 320. We have seen numerous $3 favorites go down outright in this young NHL season.
Boston lost for the first time last night. Colorado lost for the first time last night. What are you saying? Vegas going to lose today?
Just saying. They're 7-0.
Another upset brewing.
They're the only 7-0 team in hockey. This is the greatest start in the history of defending championship NHL hockey. No cup champion has started 7-0 in NHL history. So no cup champion has started 8-0.
Man, that sounds like you're trying to jinx it.
Not jinxing. I'm just saying this team is going to lay an egg at some point. They're going to lose a hockey game. They're
today.
7-0. It's a wonky start time.
It is a wonky start.
It's afternoon for them. It's nighttime for the Blackhawks. They're on 2-hour different time zones. So it's 5:00 for them. It's 3:00 for Vegas. There's going to be a lot of kids in the building, like you mentioned. Different feel.
I went to this game once, the Nevada Day game. It's fun as hell.
Kids are
If we weren't doing Sports Grid, we were going.
Okay.
I got a little BR right now from this World Series. I'm trying not to get too careless, but getting a little loose with some things so we can take the kids to different places. I can't begin to tell you how happy I am that you and your kid and my wife and my kid are going to the thing on Saturday night, and I don't have to go. You want to talk about a step up? That's outstanding, because they're as excited to go as you are, and I was not excited to go at all.
Did I say I was excited to go?
You sold it.
I didn't.
Listen, I don't know if she's watching, but she knows that you like this thing. And
yeah. No, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing it, but it's not like I am like my daughter is really excited to do it.
That's outstanding.
So, I mean, for her, this is a Maddie thing. She never gets to stay out late. So this thing starts at 8:30, goes to 11:30.
It's right in the Sharapan house wheelhouse, right there.
Right. So this is
late night party.
This is a late night party. And she's like, I said, like, how long do I have to stay, Madeline? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, it's 8:30. It starts. Can't we leave at like 10? She looked at me like she wanted to kill me.
Like she has that look, just for the record. I've seen it now. Your daughter has that teenager killer, like
we aren't
one eye open, Dad, because
we aren't leaving. I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, we're not leaving.
Oh,
I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm not drinking, right? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't drink. So yeah, that's what Saturday night's gonna be like. So I don't know. I think it could be a loss for today. And then finally, how about this price?
The Knights play in LA tomorrow night. That's the game they lose.
Okay, back to back afterwards.
Game tonight.
Okay, fair.
It's not. It's a big number
spread
today.
Tonight. Yeah,
the game's going under again. Yeah, probably is the play.
It's 5-0. It's 3-0 and 2-0. Vegas is 4-0. Vegas is 4-0 at home to the under. 3-0 at home to the over, to the under on the road for Chicago.
Yeah, the game most likely is going under.
Yeah.
But then they play at the Kings tomorrow. Look ahead numbers, pick them. I mean, I'd make the game a pick 'em. The Kings are playing as good as anybody right now. So
Agreed.
there's a couple of books you guys shop around. You'll see either Vegas a slight favorite or it's a dead pick 'em. I think the game should be pick 'em. The total 6 tomorrow. That'll be a hell of a hockey game too tomorrow night, which I'll be watching while you're watching the Taylor Swift thing. That's right.
It's not even watching, it's just walking around and while they play the songs. It's an all immersive experience as they are positioning it. But
All immersive experience.
yeah, things you do for your kids. Buffalo at New Jersey tonight. Sabres are 6-1 to the gift. Goal in the first 10 minutes. Jersey is 4-2. How about this number? Minus 200 for the yes for a goal in the first 10 minutes.
Wow. Is that the highest of the season? I ain't heard
Yep.
it that high. That's
Never
high.
seen. You rarely ever see $2 on a goal in the first 10 minutes. The books are just, the total is 7 in this game. And they're just like, go away. Bet something else.
It's 7 flat too. It's not like 7 under a quarter. It's 7 flat. Like we know it's going over.
Yeah.
Like
go away.
You can
Bet
bet
something
under.
else.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Our friend Ralph Michaels put out a stat today about the games being 7. The first, I think he said 31 games or something that's been 7. 29 have gone under.
Under.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Something like that. You got to go see Ralph Michaels on
Under or like not cover, because a bunch have fallen 4-3.
I can't remember the stat.
Okay.
I don't have it handy, but
Okay.
I don't know. How does this not go over?
I mean, how did the Bruins not go under?
3 goals in the last 2.5 minutes or whatever it was.
2 goals in the last 2
goals and then an overtime. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
that's
how. So 3-3 after regulation. But yes, if you want to bet the gift, you can gift parlay this with other things if you'd
2
like.
minutes, boys and girls.
Do it now.
Do me a favor right now. Put your area code, 3-digit area code. If you don't have a 3-digit area code because you're in a different country and you want the zip code called out, do that. 3-digit area code and your city where you're at. And for those of you familiar with the show, obviously we all appreciate the weather report of the city or state wherever you're watching from. Go ahead, continue, sir.
Oh, let's load them up and let's get it rolling here, because we have college football and pro football next.
I wanted to ask you a better to book it now. The Kings are playing at Arizona tonight. Did you see this?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Did you have an opinion about this?
Do not. That barn is very difficult. I need to see it play out every year. It's a 5,000 seat barn in Arizona. I have no idea what's
6.5 is the total. Under. Bet it or book it.
Under. Bet it.
That's what I got.
Let's see. I'll give you the stats on that for Diamondbacks. Baseball's on the brain. The Coyotes under. Let's see. They are they're 3-2 to the over.
Yep.
At home. Oh,
Yep.
sorry, that's on the road. Sorry.
That's in general. No.
3-2. So at home, they're 0-1. They're 1-0 to the under. So we only played one home game. So their second home game, and they're playing LA, right?
Yep. Kings on the road.
Kings on the road so far this year have been 1-1. So not really any trend to pull out of that. So, but yes, I think the under too. Yes. Arizona's been under first period. I would say under, if you want to boil it down, under 1.5 goals in the first period is probably really a good bet too.
Do you like that better than the game? The first period totals?
I do. Right now, I like the fact because I'm only handicapping 20 minutes, and the trends that Otto finds tend to play out.
Okay.
I mean, it's strictly it's from our friend PSU Auto, but Anaheim is 1-6 or 6-1 to the first period under. Arizona is 5-1 to the first period under.
Okay.
The Kings 3-3. So how I handicap it, the way I find it is I get PSU's numbers. I go to the top and the bottom for the most, and then I go to both teams and then the goalies. And I look at the goaltenders and I see what they've done recently, what they've done for the season. And then finally I go shop the price. And I go and see what book has what price, where are we? And I'll look at 5 or 6, 7 different books, all trying to find what the best price is going to be.
Okay.
And then if I like it, I'll play it. So that's how I handicap first period overs and unders. But gift is the same thing. I do the same thing with the goal in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's why that spreadsheet for auto is so important for me in my handicapping, because it lets me use those numbers to follow its trend betting, but it lets me follow what has happened in the past and then take the stats on the goalies and apply that.
Gotcha. All right.
We're going backwards hat for Roll Call Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
just get this thing turned around just because we got to get this whole Roll Call Friday thing turned around. Again, thank you guys for being here, hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. The super chats have continued to come in. We appreciate every single one of them for being here. And again, keep pushing the show, boys, because things are happening. We're having calls, dinners, and things like that. And everybody's like, really, that many people from different places watch the show? And I say, watch the show on Friday, because we'll recognize as many of them as we can starting right now. JC from KC, 216, Cleveland, Ohio. Somehow it's still 74 degrees there in Cleveland, Ohio. That's awesome.
Wow.
It's warmer there than it is here. How's that possible? Addison, the Wrench, 812, Indiana, go Colts. Arctic is in 402, Omaha, Nebraska. Sonic, another Wrench in the 602, Phoenix, Arizona. The Adam, underscore the Adam, pardon me, sir, from the 303, but listing from a beach in Cozumel, Mexico today.
Ooh.
It is hot, sunny, and I'm beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's the underscore Adam. Welcome to the show. You can come in anytime with
That's
that.
great.
You might have to put a picture of yourself where you're at in the Discord channel, which is where again, Perrault?
BVBshow.com, direct link for free.
Excellent work. Excellent. JPC the fourth, Claircheck. Man, he got the tribal chief all riled up. This guy, Claircheck's doing work both here and in the cash considerations world. He's in the 313, Detroit. Chef Benny, 401, Coventry, Rhode Island, 75 degrees on October 27th in Coventry, Rhode Island. Beautiful day there. Bryant Halsey is in the 337, Elton, Louisiana, Perrault.
There we go.
Neighbor of Big Al Woods, defensive tackle for the New York Jets. By the way, spreading the word about the BVB. You guys are awesome. The love right there.
Cajuns are my people. Cajuns are my people.
Love it.
Go.
I can't wait. It's one place I've never been. I told you. We gotta get
crawfish. We're doing a crawfish
coming.
boil down there, and there's nothing like it, man. Crawfish boils are phenomenal.
Thank you, Bryant. Keith Graff is in 978 Littleton. I believe that is Colorado.
Mass? Nope. Oh, Colorado or Mass?
978 Littleton?
It's Mass.
Oh, it's Mass? Okay.
978 is
Massachusetts.
Yep.
Pardon me. Raymaker 512. Sweet Lou from the 412 Pittsburgh, PA. You know all about that. Deuce Daly, 978 Lowell, Massachusetts.
There's our first double.
DM is in 919 Durham, North Carolina.
That's an NC. That's our first North Carolina. All right.
A lot of things happening in
I
North
like
Carolina.
I like it.
Good to see you, DM. We might be down to see you too.
Let's do it.
A lot of things happening in North Kakalaki. That's a good one to know. We got to keep
Durham.
DM in the
what
DMs.
A fun
Thank
town
you,
that
sir.
is. Durham's an awesome town.
Sean Powers is in 817 Fort Worth, Texas. It's 81 degrees in Texas tonight.
Yeah, it's
right
nice.
now. I love it. CBW, he's holding true in the 315 Oswego, New York, where it's a summer like 75 degrees. Happy about mentioning Syracuse yesterday. Not happy about the game for Syracuse.
Got worked.
I mean, listen, CBW, we tried to make it relevant. Nobody can help Syracuse football right now, sir. Sorry. Ain't personal, just business. John's in the 724 Greensburg, PA. It's cloudy and 65 there. That's pretty much par for the course. We're getting ready for another winter in Pittsburgh. Good luck with that, John. Daniel G is in 989 Saginaw, Michigan. Let's go Lions.
Ooh.
Daniel G, you ain't got to worry about Monday night. Them Lions are going to destroy the Raiders and Jimmy G. Yeah, Daniel G, Jimmy G. I'll bet on Daniel G. Vinny Konowinski, 260 Fort Wayne, home of the Comets, the second oldest minor league hockey franchise in the U.S.
How about that?
I didn't know that.
Great stat.
How about that? Konowinski always representing. Thank you very much, sir. Ryan K, 660 Tipton, Missouri.
Love it.
Percy Roscoe, 216, going to the Cavs opener tonight.
Nice.
How about that, Percy Roscoe? Who are the Cavs playing?
Oh, it's a good game. Oklahoma City?
Is it? Are we laying or taking? We got to be laying a big number, huh?
I was going to bet the under if it was an East Coast team, but it wasn't. It's on East Coast team.
Cleveland's playing at home against OKC. The number's only 4.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, OKC. Yeah.
4? That's a little bit suspicious. Like the kids would say, sus. I don't know. That seemed to, I don't know about that. Geez, my whole thing just went nuts. I don't know what happened. Where was I? All right, here we go. Percy Roscoe, big business, 361 Three Rivers, Texas, stepping on rattlesnakes right now.
Careful.
Big business. Be careful, please. Don't
careful
rattlesnakes, but he's representing. He's very excited for this Texas Rangers.
Should be.
So
teams in the World Series.
Oh my goodness. Mikey, awesome. Another wrench. We have tremendous people doing videos, different things for us for the show, helping the show grow, helping keep the chat moderated. It's excellent. Mikey Awesome's a big part of it. He's in the 757 Bad News Virginia ODU. That's Brigadeville. That's what he's dubbed it now. It's actually Northern Virginia, but we appreciate him. Ross Randall's in 978 Amesbury, Massachusetts.
Close, Amesbury. But
Amesbury, that's right,
Yep.
Amesbury. I knew that. Beautiful 66 and sunny in Amesbury. How about that? Pierre Chevalier's in the 613 Ottawa, 64 degrees up in Ottawa. Chris Otto's in the 724 Hopewell Township, Pennsylvania today, 69 degrees with 100% chance of hot dogs tonight.
Oh,
if you follow PSU Auto on the Twitter, he's got a big game tonight, a couple big games. The referee, it's Halloween week. He'll be in the hot dog costume. If you haven't seen it, you got to do it. But he's out doing manual labor, listening to us today, watching the show. Always appreciate that, man. Aiden Thomas, it is in 806 Lubbock, Texas. I believe that's our first Lubbock. Aiden Thomas, thank you very much. Back in Lubbock after the Astros couldn't win a home game to close out the Rangers. Sorry about that. That's there's not a lot of people that are going to feel very sorry for you, but sorry, we got new blood. Like Cody said, that's a good thing. J. Dow Betts is in the 410. That's in Maryland. Driving over the Bay Bridge right now, a beautiful 78 degrees. Boy, it's really nice in a lot of parts of the country right now. That's great news. LL, not LL Cool J, although that's one of my guys too. LL is in the 480 Chandler, Arizona. It's 81 down there. Corey Macbeth is in the 402 Omaha, Nebraska. It's a brisk 39 degrees in Omaha.
Ooh, there we go. There's the flip. Backside of the cold front. Been there. Cold in October.
Or Nebraska.
November, that means November snows are coming to Nebraska. We start seeing 30s in October. It's going to snow in November.
That's no good. That's no good. Linus Crimmage here every damn day. Thank you again, sir. He's in the 705 Aurelia, Ontario, 18 degrees Celsius and cloudy. I don't know the Celsius calculation. Do you?
Nope. I always thought it was just take off 32 degrees, but that's not true.
That's 0 and 32 are the same. After that, it changes.
Right. But if you're talking, if it was 10 degrees Celsius, I thought it was 42 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not true.
Wrong.
It's wrong.
Not the meteorologist portion of the show. RJ 603 Batavia, Illinois, doubles. Who are the Bulls playing tonight? The Raptors. No good. Like the Raptors in that spot. 949 Venice, Florida, PB, one of our senior members of the brigade, him and Mrs. PB, always wish you well. Thank you for watching the show, being part of the show, posting pictures of you with that beautiful ass BVB hat, which again, we are working on different models for you guys. A couple of you might get that order placed this weekend if I can get over there. I already talked to the guy and said, be prepared, have the stock ready. Brian Bartone is in the 724 Worthington, PA. Richard Kalish is in 520 Tucson, Arizona. It's 80 degrees there. Football Guy 97 is in the 610 Kutztown, PA. 74 degrees, sunny and nice for the daughter's first recruiting visit. Good luck with that, sir. good luck. That's a very big, those recruiting visits are very important.
Heck yeah.
Smile and ask a lot of questions. There's no dumb questions for those. Kevin Whitrock, 319, Iowa City, Iowa. Zachariah is in the 860 Bristol, Connecticut. 75 and sunny in Bristol, Connecticut today. That's beautiful. Gio DeWap is in 949 Newport Beach, LFG Brigade. You know it, Gio. Keep it up. Get those picks in, Gio. You got things to do, sir. He's part of the BVB Brigade Proxy service, which we appreciate him every single day.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Gary Flights is in the 419 Toledo, Ohio. 70 degrees there. Crunchy Beaver 719 still stuck in Pueblo, Colorado for the third week because of the crud now.
Oh,
Don't want to get everyone at the ranch sick. Don't get them sick. Feel better, sir. I'm still fighting myself, but I've made the turn. I feel much better than I did yesterday, the day before. We're on the way, hopefully, to the end of it. But the missus got it. She was doing the hack.
no.
So I asked her this morning when she left for work, allergies? She said, no, I'm fine.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe it's
no.
allergies. Eric Prezano, 516, Seaford, New York. James Berger, 563, Davenport. I'm going to assume that's Iowa.
Yep.
65 degrees this morning, plummeting into the 30s later today.
Ouch.
Hello, winter.
Told you. Yep. That's brutal.
Damn, son. Santana's in 928 Border Town, Yuma, Arizona. It's sunny and 84 degrees out there. Hankster V, new name to the chat. I love your avatar. 519 Windsor, Canada. Oh, Canada. Big hockey guys here. Hope you are as well. Thank you for being here. E-Dubs is in the 316 Wichita, Kansas. Put that on the list. I don't remember anybody else from Kansas being in the chat. So E-Dubs, welcome. It's 43 degrees and cloudy and windy. The middle of the country seems to be the problem today with the weather.
I told you, that's the cold front. The back end of the cold front is enjoy it.
I don't miss the cold fronts. Do you?
It's going to snow in Nebraska on Saturday. I told you that means Nebraska. No. I told you. The second he said it was 39 degrees in October, I said it's going to snow in November. I've been there. I know exactly what that's like. That sucks. November snow is much worse than November rain, even though it's a good song.
Sucks. Heath Bierce, 309 East Moline, Illinois, 52 degrees and getting colder. Man, oh man, it's coming. B2 Bartown is in Colorado Springs, 719. Ryan Andrew Fletcher. Never trust a guy with three first names. I heard that a long time ago in the book. Ryan Andrew Fletcher. 703 Sterling, Virginia. 82 degrees there. Chris Covey, 843 Chucktown, South Carolina. Matthew Bonvie, 519 Amherstburg, Ontario. Reminder, the doctor's parlay is coming in BVB bonus time. Stay tuned for that. He hit it last week. Bonvie hit it. Bonvie's out of the hospital, back to work. God bless you, sir. Keep it up. Tyler Paulus is in the 814 State College, PA. He's at Penn State right now. God bless. I can't wait to come back. I just want to see Mifflin Hall. That's where the first 3 years of my life and me and Paulie, Seabreeze Paulie is what I call him. That's where we lived. Austin Macaque is in 219 Lowell, Indiana. Who is this? Stevie Wonder with a 1 DER is in Tempe, Arizona. It's a beautiful 84 degrees there. He's in the 602. James H, 780 Alta. Degenerate Ringer, 276 Tazewell, Virginia. That's a new name. Welcome to this chat, sir. Alan Smentana holding it down in the 507 Mankato, Minnesota. Home of Adam Thielen's Division II Minnesota State Mankato Mavericks. John Seritz in 304 Oak Hill, West Virginia. Somehow 72 degrees there in West Virginia. Jerry Klosterman, 319 Robbins, Indiana. No, Iowa. IA is Iowa, right? IA.
Yep.
Iowa. We got to keep going here. Jesse Photo, 309 Bloomington, Illinois. Ian McLinn, 919 Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, this North Carolina thing is happening, boys. I'm telling you, this is great. That's good news for the people that are watching the show. They ask, does anybody in North Carolina watch the show? Yes, they do. Ian's one of them. Matt Gentry, 480, Mesa, Arizona. Big business, 96 degrees with an 88% chance of humidity down in South Texas. Bet that hot baseball game over. Might be a little moist and warm in there. Jonathan Peters, 970. Subtract 32 degrees from Fahrenheit and then multiply by 5 nights. Thanks, Sonic. 5 nights. What the hell does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
That's all we got. Take us home.
Thank you for watching, everybody who is on Sports Grid Television. We appreciate you guys live on or listening on SiriusXM. Thank you as well if you are live on YouTube or live on Twitter, right? Yeah, sorry. We are going into bonus time here a what?
Said it's a long day. We're just getting started. We got BBB bonus time. Let's go.
Coming up next. Don't move. Bonus time hits you now. So that is, by my count, 34 states. But the difference is, okay, what's really interesting about this is that even though the state, we're getting new states, but the number of states, we're in 3 countries and 34 states. But the number of people in in certain states, so Pennsylvania won with 7 people in Pennsylvania.
Today, PA, baby, represent.
Yeah, but Arizona came in second with 5. That's the first time we've had 5 people in Arizona. We had 4 people in Illinois. We had 5 in Texas. We had 4 in Ohio, 2 in North Carolina, 2 in Colorado, 2 in Louisiana. These are all new. 4 in Virginia. We 4 in New York. So this is cool. So like the states are still pretty similar, but the number of people in those states are going up.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's really cool. It's really neat to see that, to see people all over the country, but then the number of people in those states starting to go up and grow. And that's very cool. That's a very neat thing to say. So thank you. That's a very cool thing with Roll Call Friday. Thank you guys to be here. Thank you for putting in your area codes and whatnot. If you are watching this show on playback or listening to the show on playback, a very cool thing that happened last week, keep doing this. Tell us on Twitter at Sports Talk Matt or at SportsBKConsig. Write to us and say, I'm watching in this. If you're watching or listening on replay, you can put it on the YouTube channel as well and say, I'm watching here in the comment section. So we get to know, because there were 2 states, one in Alabama and one in Mississippi last week that we got to put in after the show was over. People who watched it on replay. It was very cool.
Okay.
So just heads up, we are monitoring that. We will see that and we'll count that as to where you're watching the shows from. So if you are in a state that you didn't hear, or just in general, where are you on replay? If you weren't part of the chat, we'll still count it. We still want to know on Twitter, X, and on YouTube comments as to where you guys are located. All right, let's get into it. Florida plus 14.5 against Georgia. First game for the number 1 team in the country without Brock Bowers.
Blowout.
Wrong.
You like Florida?
Dog. Let's go Gators.
You're just a hater.
I'm not a hater. I don't trust Georgia without Brock Bowers.
You don't think the numbers baked into that?
Sure it is. That's why it's the hook. I love the hook. Give me the 14.5. Bless you. I like the Gators. I have not been impressed at all.
How are they going to score, Perrault?
How much do they need to score? How much is Georgia going to score?
Florida's defense? You worried about that?
I'm not. No, I'm not that worried about it, to be honest with you. No. Billy Napier is a good coach.
That's fine. He can't tackle and cover and do all the stuff.
Scheme it up, baby. Let's go. Best weapon.
Florida
Georgia
team total under. They don't score enough points. They don't cover the spread. That's where I'm at with it. We'll talk about it more too on Sports Grid later.
Georgia team total, you said?
No, Florida team total under. They don't score enough points to cover the spread.
Take it 14.5.
31-14 final bracket.
Go Gators. I'm dog hunting. I'm hunting with dogs this weekend.
Are you?
I'm going to the pound.
You?
I'm going to the pound. KU plus 9.5 against Oklahoma.
Really?
Let's go. This is not betting. Well, those games are part of better to book it. Yes, I am betting those things, but
okay.
Big noon kicking it. I've seen this before. Oklahoma almost lost last week.
Yep.
Oklahoma's teetering a little bit here.
Oh boy.
KU's got their offense humming along. Bet the over in this game too, by the way.
Really?
Track meet. This is a track meet.
Weather concerns?
I don't think so. In Kansas? Well, maybe.
We just did the weather report. It sounds like
Wait,
it might be
Saturday.
a little bit
Cold. Yeah, it might be chilly. That's better for Kansas. It's better for KU.
wind. We need a wind report from the people in Kansas. If it's going to be windy tomorrow, I might like the under, but
Rain
this
and
is a
44 degrees.
hello.
Dog
Hello.
weather. It's
Dog weather.
It's dog weather.
Jayhawk weather.
Let's go Jayhawks.
I like
Rock
that.
chalk
I
Jayhawk.
already had that one on the list of I was going to say book it if you said Oklahoma. I was going to say bet it if you said KU. So we say KU.
All right.
Do they have a cheer? Like KU something like, do they do anything
You're not
there?
really. Come on. You know better than that.
What?
You don't know the rock chalk cheer?
What, just rock chalk Jayhawk?
Yeah.
That's it?
Rock chalk Jayhawk KU.
That's what they do?
Oh man, you got to go
The
to a game.
football games?
You got to go to a Fog Island. You got to go to a game.
Well,
at
at the
Fog Island.
basketball games, I know
It's a-
they
it's a-
do.
it's a football cheer, too.
Football games too?
Yeah, that's their cheer. Yeah, that's their thing.
E-Dubs says he'll be there at the booth in Kansas.
Yep.
E-Dubs?
Do it up.
K's cover.
Rock
Rainy,
chalk Jayhawk.
cold, rock chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Okay.
See?
All right.
I'm gonna go against our UNLV Rebels if this number
Oh.
gets down to 7. It's coming down. People are taking UNLV. If I get 7, I'm taking
Hold on.
Fresno.
Time out.
Yep.
Somebody apparently that wasn't supposed to play is going to play for Fresno. The line is now 9 or 9.5.
Woo! What? It was 7
Ain't
and a half
no
an hour
more
ago.
7.5.
Oh, that stinks. I should have bet it. I got greedy. Dang it.
That thing's going to 10, son.
Dang it. All right.
Yeah.
Now I'm pissed off. I wanted Fresno. It was 7.5. I was waiting. I was going down. Everyone was taking
No
UNLV.
more. They drove it down. Somebody knew that the kid was coming back, apparently. I got a text yesterday that said it's time.
To bet Fresno.
Fresno State,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah.
I was reading it right.
Yeah. No.
I was reading it right, but
Yeah.
I was like, it's time to fade UNLV on the road. I might still, I don't know, maybe 9.5. I don't know. I think Fresno State's going to kill UNLV.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you're laying 9.5 when the game was 7.5 8 hours ago.
I know, but it's a disservice. But I can't go back. I can't wind it back. I haven't bet it yet.
You take a pass. You'd rather lay the bad number?
No, well, it might cover. Bad numbers cover sometimes.
Bad numbers do cover.
So
UNLV completely overmatched in this spot?
I think so. Yes.
Total's 57.
I don't think they score.
Who, UNLV?
Yeah, they've played some really bad defenses.
Right.
I mean, look at the defenses UNLV has faced. Their passing attack's been able to move the ball, and then they played a okay defense in CSU last week, and they barely won, and they couldn't score.
Yeah.
Now Fresno on the road is a real Mountain West Conference defense.
Right.
I don't think they score.
Okay.
So, no Quinn yours, BYU plus 19.
Oh, man, this is so hard. I don't like this game at all.
Why not?
I don't have a clue what to expect from Texas. I really don't. BYU, I've fallen for the trap before. Oh, take the points. Oh, and then they go and they get just
Destroyed.
completely run off the field.
Okay.
The line is 20. Now, I think
Good.
the lay it
Well,
side is where you got to go.
So 21. We'll see if it goes. If it goes to 21.
20, the total's 50. Texas in a rout.
Number 8, Oregon laying 6.5 on the road. Number 13, Utah. Oregon's 5-1-1 ATS. Utah's 4-2-1.
Are we West Coast biased by being excited about this game? I am excited to watch.
How
this
could you not
football
be excited about this game? There's only 2 games involving 2 ranked teams.
And
This
this is one of them.
And the next one, and Louisville Duke.
Right.
That's it.
And
You
I
have
have
to be excited
zero
about this game.
excited about Louisville Duke.
Okay, but
No, I think this is going to be a really good game to watch. I think they're going to battle defensively. I think the game's an under for a Pac-12 game. To say under is unusual, but the games in Utah just play out a certain way. It's a 12:30 start. Game day is going to be there. I mean, it's I like dog. You?
I like under.
Yeah. I
So-
definitely like under, but that's why sidewise, sometimes the numbers, like I always say, like the number stymies me. It puts me at a stop. Like, I mean, if it was 7, take it. 6.5, you could lay it. It could fall, 27-20 is what it's mapped out to be. At 47 is the total. That's what the score is projected.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down to the late game. I don't think this is a blowout either way. Who's the chat like? Oregon or Utah? We got still a bunch of people here hanging. Ask them. Utah plus 6.5. Oregon minus
late,
6.5.
6.5.
Go.
Same number for Louisville and Duke. It was 4.5. Now it's 6.5. It seems like Riley Leonard, the quarterback for Duke, is not going to play.
Oh, let's see.
If he doesn't play, I think it's Louisville pretty easily. Duke's backup is bad.
Number 6.
Okay, it's come down a little bit. It's 4.5 to 6.5.
6.5.
Maybe Riley is going to play.
I hate those unknowns. It's a big difference, right? I mean, I don't know.
By the way, our guy Nicky is on the Kings tonight. Uh-oh. Just FYI.
On the Kings, I like Arizona. And under.
No, basketball.
Oh.
NBA basketball.
Blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while.
Right. It's the right
Let
side.
him be good. Let him be good with the NBA early. We used to say that all the time. If he wins in the NBA, he gives it back on the football.
That's fair. Finally, okay, and then that's it. Okay, to the NFL we go.
Yep.
Jacksonville is laying 2.5 points on the road against the Steelers. What is going on here with Tomlin being a home dog? This doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean? You like the Steelers?
Yes.
Over or under? First thought.
Under.
Is Jacksonville good?
I don't know. That's why I like Steelers. Defense at home. I know.
It's
I like
nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me. You guys know. I mean,
I like the coaching matchup a lot. I like Tomlin in this coaching matchup.
I got the Steeler hat just for the perfect time. I wasn't even wearing it all week. I sent it into the Bettis show. You guys will see it in Pittsburgh or anywhere that shows the Jerome Bettis show on WPXI tomorrow. I said the Steelers. I said money line. I hadn't said money line yet all season.
Oh, I'll take the 2.5, but I like Steelers.
I said take the 2.5, but you know, I hate to use other people's expressions and say sprinkle on a money line, but you know, I said the money line is live. Let's put it that way.
I agree. Dolphins, by the way, just officially listed Jalen Ramsey and Raheem Mostert and Xavier Howard as questionable. So that's big for Jalen Ramsey. He looks like he's going to come back for the Dolphins. Houston's laying 3.
Love the injury reports in the NFL. My God.
Houston's laying 3 at Carolina. Can the Texans keep it rolling here on the road?
Every sharp square sharp content person that I know is on Carolina.
What?
Every single one. Sharpest play in the toolbox this week, boys and girls. Carolina Panthers. Do with it what you'd like.
No, thank you.
Just telling you.
I like the Texans.
Be very, very careful. It's the box game of the week. All the squares, all the public, all the everybody, the people, you're going to see this weekend.
What am I missing?
If you're on the socials, Houston is the most bet on side on the NFL.
Oh, Houston is.
Houston. Everybody's taking Houston.
Oh, okay.
Public-wise. All the sharps and the content space are on Carolina. It's that easy.
Whew.
They fixed everything. Houston's a young team with a young quarterback. They can't be favored on the road. I don't want to take away everybody's talking points because there's people going to be doing shows all weekends. So I don't want to say they don't want to. I don't want to get anybody's bad side, but the line screams to take the home dog. That's all I can tell you. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
This is a complete pass for me. I don't want anything to do with this game. I will watch. I will learn. I will not do anything with this. Won't be in a contest. You like that game enough to actually put it in anything?
No,
Okay.
I've got a bunch of fantasy players going in it, so I have enough action going in that game. I'm
Your
good.
fantasy line. That's right. I forgot about that.
KC's laying 7 at Denver.
Another one.
Everyone taking Denver.
Oh, the sharpest people in the world.
I want no part of this.
Taking
game.
the points. How can do you have fun picking against Kansas City? Anybody?
I do.
You do.
Sure. I hate
Why?
the Chiefs because I hate the Chiefs.
That sounds personal.
Yeah, I hate the Chiefs. I've always hated the Chiefs. Hated them for years. I hate the Chiefs.
But why?
What?
But why?
Because they were way too cocky and arrogant early in this run. I just don't like it. I like Mahomes.
Really?
Yeah. I don't mind Kelsey. I don't like the rest of them.
You like Taylor
Swift?
being at the game? She going
No.
to Denver?
Don't. Is she going to? Please no.
No.
I don't know. Maybe the album just came out today. That's part of my favorite thing about today. So probably she needs the downloads. Might as well go get the clicks. Go get the eyeballs. Go to Denver.
Come on, bro.
Please, just give me a Sunday without having to deal with her. Please.
Ask the chat. I'm
Let's watch football.
telling you, I think we get more Denver plus than Kansas City minus here.
Probably because I think the line tells you to take the dog here. Divisional game, touchdown.
You got to
spread.
make the line over 7 to prevent the teasers. Listen, they kicked off the teaser weekend with Buffalo last night. Buffalo's keyed to all these good team teasers this week.
And they covered it.
This is one of them. And Buffalo covered the teaser, so half the legs in for 2-teamers, 3-teamers. Kansas City's the most teased team on the board today. They're going to lose the game. Can they lose the game?
They could. Look, divisional games, you never know. Divisional games are wonky.
Losing to Denver?
It's wonky. It's mile high on the road. It's wonky. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's just wonky. Bengals at the 49ers. Lines 3.5. No Brock Purdy. Sam Darnold. What are your expectations? Because everyone's saying this Sam Darnold could Wally Pep Brock Purdy if he plays well.
Whoa. Really?
Everyone says it's not the quarterback. It's the coach for the 49ers. So whoever gives you the best chance to win. This is Sam Darnold, top 10 pick. Brock Purdy, last pick in the draft. It's two very different skill sets that we've seen. If you are a talent evaluator, Sam Darnold's much more talented than Brock Purdy.
I don't know if I buy that or not. I mean,
okay,
he's had the whole week to practice, right?
Darnold, yes.
I like that. It's a short week.
He's known to start the entire week, the entire time. Yep.
Right. It's a short week.
Mm-hmm.
They came off 2 bad road games. I mean, I don't know if the game against Cleveland was bad, but the game against Minnesota, anything that I saw wasn't their best performance. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I would take the points, maybe a sucker, but I think since he's got a good shot to win the game, if I get 4, I mean, the line was 6. It went down to 3.5.
Coming around on Cincinnati. I'm starting to buy in that they're going to be a legitimate force in the AFC.
Really?
Yeah. Ravens, right now, my 2 favorite teams to go and rep here in Vegas for the AFC is Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Since he's home dogs right now on the look-ahead line to Buffalo next week is Sunday night.
Yeah, if they beat the
Niners,
if they beat the Niners on the road, that won't be that number will be gone.
I mean, who puts these numbers up? I mean, guys, I love you. I'm kidding. Since he's favored at home against Buffalo, right? No,
you would think I would. If they win this game,
this argument in the risk room. I would tell you make it Cincy on the bottom.
Right.
You're going to bet you Cincy. You give them +1. They're going to take it. Start it down there. Let's see if they're going to take Buffalo.
Okay, let's get to it. We're running short on time here. Doctor's parlay. What is the doctor's
parlay? Let's get this thing
back to
up.
college here before we do better to book it.
Right now, the doctor He came with it early this morning, too. I was like, man, it's too early for this. I got a lot of things working right now. All right, game number 146 in college. Coastal Carolina.
Plus,
Who the hell are they playing? Let me see.
I don't even know.
Coastal Carolina college football rotation numbers, which we still use here in America.
What number is it?
146 Coastal Carolina at home against
Marshall.
Marshall. They're 3-point dogs. He says, he puts the money line, so it's plus 150.
Okay.
Game number 166, Utah Utes, plus 200.
Oh,
So Utah at home, plus the points, plus 6.5, obviously, but throw in the money line, $2.
Okay.
172, game number 172, Arizona State. That's a 5:00 start at home against Washington State.
Like it.
They're getting 5.5 points.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, that play.
Yep.
Plus 185, he wrote on the card.
Okay.
And then game number 176, Arizona at home against Oregon State.
+3.
+3. He's got plus 140-ish on the record here. He said, wow. It's that's for the guy in the hospital, he said. That's for Bonvie specifically. Big Saturday night out west. He wanted to use one of the ACC big dogs, but Georgia Tech or NC State did not make the final cut. That's the Dr. Parlay 4 games college.
Let me
football.
quickly see if I can tell you guys what that would pay. Money line here.
The 4-game parlay?
Yeah.
Because he says do the round robin by 3s and 4s. Because if you go 3 out of 4, you make money no matter what.
Oh.
It's 6 bets. That's what he does. He does round robin by 3s and the 4. So it's a total of 6 bets. ABC, ABD, BCD, ABD, and BCD. Those are the 5 3-gamers, and then the 4-game parlay is one more bet. So
it's all these are all in Arizona State.
Arizona State.
This is going to be this is big.
That's probably what, 30 to 1?
I got to find
Plus
Arizona.
150, plus 200, plus 185, depending on where you get that. And then plus 140. Arizona's a little lower. Right underneath it should be. 7:30 start.
There it
Arizona's
is.
the last one at 7:30 Pacific.
42 to 1.
42. Hello.
Close
Hello.
to close to 43 to 1.
Yeah.
Plus
So-
42 plus 42.88.
Listen, he hit it last week, and I forgot to say it on the show. I sent it to Bonvie. I apologize to the rest of you guys here watching, listening to the show, catching up
$25
to it on the
pays,
weekend.
pays a dime, over a dime. So put $25 on that. That's $1,000 payout right there. $1,000, almost $1,100 payout
Wow.
on that if he hits that. So
Dang.
there's your lottery ticket for the week. If you want to jump on in with the Doctor's Parlay, we appreciate that content because I love it. The brigade loves it. Keep it coming. We'll roll here with better to book it here. Rangers over 8 tonight in the World Series, game 1.
I think yes. Bet it. I think we get runs.
Zach Gallen had 11 Ks in a start against these very Rangers at home, mind you, where he's a much better pitcher, but 4.5's the number here for Zach Gallen. He goes 5 innings, he gets 5 Ks. I think he's going 5 innings. He'll get 5 Ks. Over 4.5 Ks, Zach Gallen. Better to book it.
I think we get this too.
Okay.
I think the runs come later in the game. Like,
Agreed.
each starter gives up 2 maybe.
Mhm.
It's 2-2 going into the
And then the bullpens come in.
or 6th. The bullpens come in. They get to the Texas.
And that's what I do like. I'm going to say this. I think they win. I think D-backs win game 1.
Very live, boys.
Yeah, very live.
And
Arizona's
very
very,
live.
very live to win this game tonight.
Very live.
If they don't win game 1, they're winning game 2 tomorrow. So
They can still win the World Series if they don't win either game.
fair. I would agree. But it's
They
more
just did
difficult.
it.
It's more difficult to do that.
Yep.
Under 6, Vegas, Chicago. That game starts here in an hour and a half.
Like it. Bet it.
Okay.
You guys got to do it now. The game starts in an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yep.
Florida plus 14.5 against Georgia.
Blowout. Blowout. Book it.
I like Florida.
Take that hook and know what to do with it.
KU plus 9.5.
Bet this one.
Okay.
Are we live to win the game?
No.
Does KU upset them and
They
take them
could.
out of the discussion?
They could, but it's done it before. KU is a bugaboo for OU.
Man, you'll have to practice that Rock Chalk Jayhawk with me over the weekend. If they win this game, we'll do it on Monday. Celebrate for them.
Steelers plus 2.5 against Jacksonville.
Oh, it's not a homer pick. It's a real pick. I think they win the game. You take the 2.5, though. It's always good to take the points. But I think, listen, defense wins championships. Defense wins Sunday. Steelers win the game. Ugly game.
Washington plus 7 against Philly.
Bro, why? Where'd you come up with this?
I love divisional home games.
Really?
I always have. Yeah, divisional. I love taking teams at home.
Do you aware of how bad the Washington offense was last week?
Yep. Buy low.
Buy low. No go for me. I can't do it. Sorry.
And then finally, Dallas minus 6 against the Rams.
Trust Dallas laying the Puntos?
I don't like the Rams on the road.
I don't like the Rams either.
Under a touchdown, I like Dallas.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I think book it.
Wow.
I think it's close. I'm not convinced they blow them out. Maybe they do.
It's not a blowout. It's a 1-score game.
7 or more.
It's 6.
I know they got to win by 7 or more.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not a blowout. It's a 1-score game.
Tight game. I think they're gonna cover. Dog. Book it.
Going with that. Okay. Super chat questions. What's really interesting? I can't see the super chats like I normally see them.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I don't know. It's different.
I only see one right now. Crunchy Beaver, $20.
Yeah, I see that, but
NFL. Seattle minus 3.5, Cincy plus 4, the Bears plus 8.5. What loses there?
Oh, there we go. Now I got it. Okay,
all right,
we're back.
Right.
We're back. We'll do crunchies in a second. Okay. Survivor, Ravens or Lions from Chef Benny.
Both still available. Wow.
The Lions still available. That's my pick's
that's
the Lions.
Pick. Yeah, that's good. I think Lions, right?
Oh yeah.
You take the home team in that situation, Benny. I think so.
Yeah.
I'd rather take the home team. And the Raiders aren't going there and winning.
Yeah.
Baltimore
Lions.
could they lose in Arizona? I don't know. But that would clean people out.
Big business. My 2 cents for the game script. Gallon doesn't make out of the second inning. Disagree. Of all these shoves, puts on a clinic for 7. Rangers 8-4 going into the 7th. Chapman allows to get interesting. 8-6 final for the win. Maybe
Chapman, man, that's a good call. That guy is all over the place. Did you see him hit the guy for Houston in the leg?
Oh yeah, his leg. It was the hardest ball ever. Second hardest pitch to hit a batter since they started tracking it. 106 miles per hour.
My eyes just started watering thinking about how much pain that had to hurt.
Yeah.
And he went and walked to first. They were down 9-2 or whatever it was. And he went to first base. I'm like, dude, go in the dugout.
Did you see the slow motion of the body of his leg rippling when the ball hit? It was unbelievable how hard he got hit. Big business. Need to explain Seabreeze, Dave. Kids nowadays don't know what that is. My son thought Brute was a new thing. He's 20.
People.
Seabreeze is a very cheap cologne.
It's the worst.
It is the worst. It's really bad. Chef Benny, supposed to snow in Denver tomorrow and Sunday. Let's drop the needle, Dave. NBA, Magic minus 2.5.
NBA minus 2.5. Magic. Who they playing? Let's see. Magic. I believe in Magic. At Portland? Laying? Nah, not
Agreed.
for me.
Kings money line.
Yes.
Hockey. Hockey.
Oh, I like Kings basketball money line.
Yeah.
Kings money line hockey. Be very No. I think Arizona can win the game today.
Okay. Army minus 9.5. Who is Army playing?
Who in the hell is? Oh, Army's home against UMass. Army against UMass.
Go you. Yes,
Come
they
on.
win. Yeah, I like it. Utah plus 6.5. We like.
Hold on.
Colorado.
Is 9.5-point dogs to Army.
Yes.
Bro, you ain't winning another game.
No, I told you that.
They're going to finish with 1 win.
It's a
That's
bad
tough
beat. It's a bad beat. Colorado, UCLA under 61.5.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. And then Fresno minus 8.5. We like that, even though it was 7.5 before
I
the
ain't
show.
so sure.
Oh, I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I like that
Okay.
bet. More from Crunchy.
Yep.
NFL, Seattle minus 3.5. Oh, we already did that. We liked
Might
it.
be my favorite play of the week.
Okay. He's going with a Seahawks minus 7 plus 150. Alt line parlay.
Okay.
Bears plus 3.5 plus 185. Detroit laying 14 to the Raiders plus 155. It pays out plus 17-16.
Wow.
Crunchy has a model.
That's
So I really like Detroit laying 13.5 points at plus 140, but my model says 14 plus 155. So that's how I'm rolling.
Wow. I mean, so what is it? Detroit minus a big number?
Laying
Seattle
14
minus a big number?
minus 7 and Bears plus 3.5.
Bears plus 3.5.
17 to 1.
I could win.
It's not bad.
Bears play the Chargers close, right? The Chargers don't blow anybody out.
They don't. Fair.
Yeah.
Monday night, Chef Benny says the season B's parlay is back coming up on Monday. We'll roll with that coming up. I agree with you on Monday night for that. Okay. Favorite thing about today is what?
The dinner last night turned into discussion this morning. I absolutely love when people come to town and say they want to get together and they're just literally just want to get together, and whatever comes of it comes of it. But it was so refreshing to just talk and listen mostly. I mean, it was just, I love listening and learning about people. And that was only my second time ever at Cleaver. It was excellent. And I tried to explain it today to Jess on the way of running out the door and being late for work and having the kid at home today because there's no school. And I was like, remember when we used to go out to dinner and like do stuff? She's like, goodbye, I'm going to work. And I said, are you going to that thing tomorrow with Perrault? And she said, yes, we already got the tickets. And I'm like, fantastic. So my favorite thing about today, again, was the fact that my wife and my daughter are going with you and your daughter to some Taylor Swift experience thing that I don't have to go. That right now is my favorite thing about today, the fact that we get to do this all over again in 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours on sports.
That's true.
Favorite.
So my sister's been having a tough week. Maine has been on mind, and she's had it come, I don't know how I was in 2001 when 9/11 happened. I was about her age. Yeah, I was a little older, but about her age. She's 24. And her boyfriend, who she lives with, probably going to marry, is an EMT. He's a firefighter. And she, I don't know, she knows what he does, but it's Maine. Maine was 2 weeks ago, a report came out, and Maine was listed as the safest state in America. Now, it's partly because no one lives there. It's a very small state, but not a lot goes on there. Portland has become, kind of like a cultural hot spot in the country. A lot of people from San Francisco and New York and different places have opened restaurants in Portland, and it's been kind of a hipper, cooler place. So what happened this week with the shooting was just really tough and really hard, and obviously kind of a wake-up call for her as to what her boyfriend does, but also, what people can do. We say all the time, we go to the Strip in Vegas and we don't know what's going to happen. We see crazy things all the time. There's, crazy stuff that happens in this town. We expect it. There, in Portland, Maine, or in Lewiston, Maine, they don't really expect all this stuff. So today, Taylor Swift's album, 1989, got released, the re-recordings. That album is really special to my sister and I. So we drove. She moved me twice. She moved me from New Hampshire to Texas and Texas to Las Vegas. The first trip.
Made your little sister move with you?
She wanted to. She wanted to go on the drive.
Oh, okay.
She is my little sister. So it's my kid sister. And the first time we drove through 4 days from New Hampshire to Houston, Texas. But we did a trek through all these different places. We stopped in Nashville. We went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. We saw the Taylor Swift wing of the Country Music Hall of Fame. We went to Memphis. We stopped and had incredible barbecue. She had never had Memphis rub ribs. I took her to a really cool Memphis place. We drove through all sorts of crazy places, but the entire time, all we did was listen to 1989 on repeat for 4 days, over and over and over and over.
Why do we do that?
So this album being re-released was a chance for me to like have a conversation with my sister and connect with her about the trek. And, you know, she was pretty young when I moved back in the day. It was 9 years ago. So, I mean, she was 13.
Teenager.
It's a teenager. So she's getting to, you know, going on this trek and see the country. And she'd never been to the South. She'd never seen Tennessee, never seen Nashville, and never, you know, and I lived in these places. So it was cool to kind of show her where I had lived. And, you know, this is what your older brother was doing while he was gone for your entire life, basically. So today being out. So my favorite thing about today is that I get to today connect with 1989 with my sister. And then tomorrow I get to connect with 1989 with my daughter, which is when people ask me, what the fuck is wrong with you with Taylor Swift? I say, this has been my life. Like Taylor at 16, I saw her open up for Rascal Flatts at 16 years old with a guitar, and she's 33 now. And in the meantime, it was my sister, and now it's my daughter. And I'm just in the middle, getting older, while these two are growing up in different ways, but both loving Taylor the same. And I'm the conduit, I'm the connection. So it's good to talk to her about something that's not related to a manhunt for some fucking psychopath.
Right.
Who's still on the loose in Maine.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
So,
We did that one time driving. The song was Funky Town from
Oh my
Lips
God.
Incorporated. Must have listened to it 300 times on the way to Ocean City, Maryland. My grandmother was doing the beep beep and singing it by the time, I don't know, we were from Pennsylvania. We were in Maryland. And we used to joke. I mean, you say that to any one of my brothers or sisters or my mom who's still alive.
Right.
Hey, do you remember the trip to Ocean City with Funky Town? Oh, we had a Toyota Wonder Wagon just blasting that thing. Oh, it was great.
Toyota Wonder Wagon. Wow.
Yeah. Big passage. Oh, God.
So it's, you know, when people say, for me, Taylor Swift is a lot more than music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lifestyle. There's a lot of life and family connected to through music, which would make sense because so much of my life has been through music. I'm doing this type of job because of music. And now I want it to be something else, but because I wanted to do something else, it led me to this route of doing this. So, I mean, it's always walking down memory lane is fun. When the memories are good, it's fun to walk down memory because a lot of my memories are not good. So when I get a chance to walk down a positive, happy memory lane, I'm going to take it every single time. So good stuff.
I'll tell you this right now. I think we're going to kind of recreate one of those trips with our own daughters that are little right now. 3 to 4 years. Put this on record. We'll probably do one of these tours or one of these things, and we'll take our 13-year-old little consig, little Bostonian.
Oh God.
On these trips. Yeah. I think
if they can work on the show, could you imagine if they get to if we got to work on the show? It would be so much fun to have our two daughters who get along really well, to have them go ahead and work on the show. Be so fun.
They just want to be on the show. I don't know.
Right, but
work on the show.
but I mean, well, sorry, you got to work your way onto the show. We got to figure out.
I know, but like they like to start at the top. They both they're both used to nice things.
Correct, but we can figure it out. Heck, if this just on the road trip alone is good enough for the start, just come on in, come see the country.
Traveling is one of the greatest educations you can possibly give your.
I agree.
Friends, partners.
I didn't go anywhere for a long. That's why I mean. When I got in college and I got to see the country, I thought the world stopped in New York until I was about 15 years old. Seriously, I really did. I didn't see anything. That was the furthest I had really traveled was either like upstate, like Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont, but South, New York, I thought the world stopped at New York. I didn't think there was anything past it. And then you're taught that too in Boston. I mean, everything is in New York. Everything's about New York,
right?
New York media market. So,
yeah.
I got to college and I was like, wait, I'm going where? Texas, Ohio, California, Hawaii? What? My mind went whoosh. It was great. Yeah. Opened up. I changed so much. My family was like, you're really different. I'm like, yeah, because you guys fucking brainwashed me. I think this is the way everyone's got to be. And I went and lived with people in the South and I was like, you told me these people are devils. What the fuck? These people are awesome. What do you mean? I love these people. So it was great.
1984, we took a trip. We flew to San Diego, me and my brothers and my mom and dad, and drove up the coast to San Francisco. Changed my life. Changed my life. It took 7 or 8 days.
That's
my
awesome.
face was pressed against the glass. We had so many bags and stuff. Like the whole drive, I was like, "Can I turn? Can I open the window, please?" But it was so much fun. And all I wanted to do was see the ballparks. And then we did so many fun things. We experienced an earthquake. I came back to Pittsburgh and I said, there's way more than this.
Right.
Like, all you people keep telling me that there's like, we can go down to the beach in Maryland or Delaware. Okay. I saw the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, I'm good. And I agree.
Took trips to Florida and that was the only place to go. And I was like, nah, man, it changed my life.
Yeah.
So.
My mom lives in this. I love my mother. Okay. She's my best friend. We're very close. But my mother lives in the same town she grew up in.
Yep.
She lives about 2.5 miles from the house that she grew up in. So I was like, that ain't me. And when I went back to Boston, I thought I was supposed to go home, and I went home and I got married and I had Madeline, and I don't regret any of that. But I realized about 2 years into moving home, I went, oh no, I can't live here anymore.
Me and Mama Pete talked about that.
Yep.
Because I was trying to recruit her out here too. It's a change of life. Like, it's in a positive way.
Vegas got voted the #1 retirement city in America today.
Yeah.
I sent it to my mom.
She was like, David, I don't think Vegas is for me. And I'm like, how would you know? You should try it.
She had to live anywhere. Anywhere is not for her. She's grown up in Andover, Mass. That's all she knows. Andover, Mass. Like, she couldn't. Maine is the only place they'll go because her sisters are there. My mother's never moving unless she has to.
My mom did it. She went to Arizona. She's down there with my sister.
That's the one benefit. One of her sisters is in Arizona. So that's the one benefit. She has a sister in Arizona. So like I've said, like, look, you can go see Debbie all the time. Come move here. Debbie lives in Arizona. It's great. You can go down there and see her, or just move to Arizona. I'll come down and see you. Even better. You go far away and we'll get along better. Like, you be down there. But we'll see.
All right.
Thank you for being here, everybody. Have a phenomenal week. We will talk to you on Monday here. Thank you all for being here. Roll Call Friday is always a very special day for all of us. We love it. Hit like, subscribe, review, all the fun stuff. Dave, Matt, we'll talk to you if you want on Sports Grid in 3 hours coming up here for a Sports Grid version of BVB.